Welcome back to another episode of The Press Box. This is going to be a doozy, y'all. We are officially post-NFL draft, and a lot of teams have made a lot of strides to get better. But, y'all, we're going to start off with the Cleveland Browns today because you know what? They're doing all these great things. They got Todd Monken in the building. They had one of the best drafts that they've had in quite some time. And really, with the last two drafts, you can see an identity with the Cleveland Browns forming. So, what do they need to be doing at the quarterback position? Because apparently it's a QB battle, but should there be? Y'all, we got D-Mac, we got Kenya, we got Early, we got Bama coming on. We also going to have my dude Trent coming on. This is going to be a loaded and packed show. Cannot wait to get to it. Kenya, Early, my dog D-Mac. How we feeling today?
Man, not too bad, man. Not too bad.
Feeling good. Can't complain, man.
You can't feel bad on the Lord's Day.
No, you could not. That's a fact.
I mean, depends on what calendar you're operating on. Jewish calendar, Lord's Day is Saturday, so Sabbath, and then Sunday is traditional, Protestant Catholic.
With Shalom.
Rest day. Yeah. Shout out. Friday good, also too. If you are a Muslim brother or sister, that's also the day that you do your worship as well. So it just depends on the calendar that you're operating on.
Salam alaikum.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam. This is going to be an interesting episode, you all. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for joining us each and every Sunday, y'all. Again, just to remind you, as we are rolling through the offseason, we'll be 1 day a week until we get to about training camp. We'll go back to 2 days a week. And by the time, y'all, I'm telling you, by the time we get to the regular season, this is going to be quite the show. Quite the show. Trust me. We got a lot of things working on. Fantasy football will be starting up again, D-Mac. You will be getting fried in this league again. Kenya, I don't know if you play fantasy football or not, do you?
I played it for the first time with the Early last season.
Did you win the league?
Huh?
Did you win the league?
No. No. I won a few games here and there, but no, it was my first time.
What is it, 10 or 12-man league?
I don't remember.
I think it was a 10-man, but I think she has a couple bad picks. I think she didn't get the just of it, but I think she'll be better this upcoming year.
But Joe was her. I don't think I got Joe, but I got Jamar. And, obviously you didn't have his quarterback, so I didn't get a lot of points every single Sunday, but still, I cooked every now and then.
All right, well, Early had a horrible draft strategy, and he actually was getting popped up for most of the year, too.
That's not true at all. I was right there towards the end.
Yeah, you were. Third place is great, or fourth place, whatever you were. D-Mac, where did you finish in my league?
I was middle of the pack. I think I just missed out in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right.
The Lamar thing, it didn't work out last year. So
yeah, that's tough when you have a high draft pick and then you go through injuries, man. I've been there many times.
Nah, literally, dog. James Cook's breakout season hurt me last year because I went with Josh Allen and he was taking some.
This clown was telling me my RB room was I was trying to tell him, D-Mac, I had the strongest in the league because I had A-Chain and James Cook. He had Taylor, and who else did you have?
Taylor. I had Taylor and Rico and Chuba, and it was somebody else. But Taylor carried me half the season.
Yeah, but you fell off after week 12.
I had a couple weeks with D-Mac. I had a couple weeks with Rico was on his shit. Woo, him and Taylor. I was putting up 50 points with them two niggas, man. Kill it. Fell off a cliff. I ain't gonna lie. I think Swiper, did you have Pickens?
Yeah, I had Pickens.
Yeah, that shit came out of you. Boy.
No, I had Amon-Ra, Pickens, James Cook, and A-Chan, and those four basically carried me to the championship last year.
That breakout season with Pickens, man, that shit got unfair after a while.
He was like a wide receiver 3, I think, too. Yeah, it was something crazy.
Mm-hmm. You got him late.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got him in the second. I think that was my very first pick last year. I think he was the second.
You got him in the second round?
Yeah, I think so.
Man, you drafted George Pickens in the second round, man. You had some foresight. That's for sure.
But this year, I know. This year we won't have stealing up all the damn running back. No, it was a receiver.
Oh yeah.
What did he do? Was it running backs or receivers?
He
running backs. Or was it
It was even running backs and receivers, but he took like all of them and he just piled up on them and couldn't use them. That shit was so corny, bro. Like I hated that shit, bro. Because when free agency came and you needed a pickup or a drop, he had a bunch of. He stopped playing after a while once he started losing a couple weeks. So now he's just not playing his roster, and now you got about 8 receivers in your team niggas can use. I hated that, bro. We gotta ban stuff like that, bro. You can't just pick up 9 receivers so other niggas can't get them. That's literally what the strategy was. I hated that, dog.
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously we'll have a have some more rules that are coming in place this year, so it will be even better. Last year was fun, but it can be better. Riddell run the league last year off pure luck, by the way. Shout out to you, Riddell.
Oh my God. Ugh.
So let's tap into this a little bit. So, chat, if you're not aware, what happened is that there has been a lot of discourse about the quarterback situation when it comes to the Cleveland Browns. And if you look at the situation that we're talking about, Todd Monken is reportedly not there yet on deciding to be Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders for quarterback. And I'm going to share this screen with you so you all can kind of see where it is that everything is currently laid. What's up, Trent? Shout out to you, my dog. Welcome to the show. So we're talking about the Cleveland quarterback situation to start the show because I think this is actually going to be one of the bigger stories of the offseason and of the summer. And I actually personally think there's a pretty clear answer here. So it's only May 1st, but somehow the Browns have found a way to attract attention to their QB situation following a report from Cleveland.com on the early results of the team's anticipated quarterback battle between Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders. New coach Todd Monken wasn't willing to commit to a passer, nor was he interested in setting a deadline. But it sure be nice to have one. He said, I would love that. I'm not there yet, Monken said on Friday. When asked if he'd like to have a starter determined by training camp arrives. So I can't say that. We've been on the field 3 practices, which is awesome to get out there with our players, a first-time head coach, blah, 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 blah. And he said it's always changing based on what you see. I don't have a history with any of our players. I know where this is heading, but I don't have a history with any of our players. They're all external to me, just like when I interview coaches for the coordinator position. There's no internal candidates. I wasn't here. They're all external to me. So the players are external other than Tyler Wallace. The point is, what I've seen after 3 days, okay, to give us a little bit of 40,000-foot view of where we're at, but it can change, blah, 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 right? So Shedeur did play and start in 7 games last year as a rookie. But then Deshaun Watson, obviously, by the way, if you're typing in the background, mute your mic. Deshaun Watson last year has been on this deal where he is currently on a 5-year, $230 million guaranteed contract. So the reason why this is even a discussion and the reason why we're even in this place right now, whoever's, like I said, mute your mic if you're typing in the background. This is like, for me, a ridiculous situation, y'all. I don't think that Deshaun Watson needs to be touching anybody's football field.
Thank you.
I don't think he needs to be touching anybody's practice field, Trent. I think he needs to be, for the rest of time, a career backup who, if he stays in the league, can stay a backup. But, dude, do people not realize the last 4 years he's been, objectively the worst quarterback in the sport? Like, do people not realize that because of his whole situation, like in the Achilles tear, they actually saw stuff from Shedeur? And remember, they went into the situation last year not giving Shedeur any reps in training camp. And then by the time we get to the season, they had him 3rd on the depth chart behind Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. And then Shedeur gave them something this last year where he played at a level where I think he proved that he was the best QB on the roster. And had they given him an opportunity to go earlier, he could have been even better. So for me, y'all, this situation is like in the mud. Deshaun Watson has 1 more guaranteed year on his deal. Then he has like a bunch of void years at this crazy number because they reallocated his number for later on. So he's going to get his money. But y'all, I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I personally think that this shouldn't be a competition. Go ahead, Trey.
I mean, that money, you got it. You can't just throw that money away. You got it.
Y'all don't hear my background? I'm good.
Yeah,
you good.
All right, number 2. I'm not gonna lie.
Gone early. I'm sorry.
I don't want to seem like I'm hating Swiper, but it's just like, yeah, Deshaun Watson, he been asked for like mad long. But it's like, for what we seen from Shedeur Sanders last year, it's not like it's not a QB play to where it's like, yeah, he's guaranteed the starting job this next season.
Yeah, he wasn't playing Tyler Showball, honestly.
Like, plus, again, like what Chat and Early just said, but that bread mattered, bro. Like him having all that bread and signing
bread does not matter, man. That bread is gone. They have paid it out. It is not coming back. That is the sunk cost fallacy of all time.
Well, even if the bread is gone, the first thing I said, the QB play that we saw last year wasn't like oh my God, he should be immediately starting next year. So
it was better than Watson. It was better
than anything Watson's done in the
Hold on,
last
hold
4
on.
years.
But look what
Go
you're
ahead.
saying. Though. It's better than Watson. The bar is in hell.
It is, but
For a
this
rookie?
this is my point, specifically, and I do
Hey,
apologize.
I'm with Trent.
typing-
With the money,
I
if
was
it's
typing-
close enough, we trying it
Yeah.
out. Fuck you
Go-
talking about.
go ahead, D-Mac.
I was
Yeah.
typing just to figure this out because Ben Solak had tweeted this out. He said there's been 907 seasons of at least 200 passing attempts since 2000. His season in 2024 was 902nd in yards per dropback, and Shedeur was somewhere around 730th, which is only to say this. Yes, Deshaun Watson, objectively terrible last time that we saw him. Shedeur Sanders, objectively not good the last time that we saw him. One of these guys is coming off an Achilles injury and is 30 plus. One of these guys is not that. You drafted last year a rookie on a rookie contract. And I'm not saying necessarily that he's going to be quarterback of the future. I don't think that's probably going to end up being in the Browns' plans. I don't think that it should be necessarily in their plans. But if you want to see if you've got anything out of this quarterback and the offensive infrastructure that I think you've actually done a pretty solid job of putting together, it's not even close about what the question mark of who should be playing these games, in my personal opinion. Now, that being said, maybe the Browns are like, hey, we know how bad this guy is, and we need to be bad so that we get a quarterback of the future. Maybe that's the way that they want to go with it. And I'm fine with that. But we don't have to act if they put Deshaun Watson on the field, we ain't got to act like they're doing it for the betterment of the team that year. They're not trying to win games based on that. And it's not to save face because the money is gone. It's not coming back. You've already made one of the worst trades in NFL history. That is done. That is set in concrete. Nothing he's doing this year is changing that as far as that is concerned.
I can see what you're saying. I can see it. I don't know. It's just the Browns should always fucked up. So it just depends on what it's look. Bama,
Bama, we can't hear you, bro. If you're talking, yeah. I know you got some. I know Bama has thoughts on this.
I'm kind of on the fence with it. I know I'm Shedeur Sanders FC, but at the same time, bro, I feel like a lot of times, especially in media, we choose what players we want to be hard on and which ones we don't. I mean, shit, what does Kirk Cousins showed us to keep getting all these guaranteed contracts, but nobody says nothing every time he gets a contract.
Kirk is way better than both of them.
I don't think so. I think if you really look at the numbers in totality, Deshaun Watson and Kirk Cousins, damn, they're probably the same person.
No, not even.
Kirk Cousins is significantly better than Deshaun Watson. That we saw last time.
Because look, the last time we saw Kirk Cousins, that was good. He was with a good coach. What happened when he went to the Falcons? He was horrible. End up losing his spot.
The bad version of him on the Falcons was better than Watson.
Please tell these people how bad Michael Penix is, and you lose your spot to that guy. A guy that wears a do-rag.
He got drafted 8 overall.
Regardless whether he got
he was going to play. He was going to play eventually. So
No.
Yes.
No.
They going to play Penix eventually.
No. At some point, we gotta let. At some point, he went to Bama. You have to let Bama get his takeoff first and foremost. But secondly,
you
go
were
Bama.
interrupting too. You hush up.
I'm sorry.
Bama wasn't interrupting. He was being quiet.
I just feel like Kirk Cousins has been horrible. You lost your spot to Michael Penix. JJ McCarthy. Oh, I don't know who was the worst one, but Kirk Cousins lost his spot to that guy. I will say this, because this is all we banking off of with quarterbacks. The moments they showed you, the potential they showed you to give them that money. You can arguably say Deshaun Watson, even though what was it, 2020? I get it, 6 years ago. People go like, oh, Bama, you still hung on 2020. But all the people, every quarterback in the NFL say this: we get paid off of our moments. So what the owners do, they use the moments and they use that to try to project what they could become. So if I use that logic, who's to say if Deshaun Watson come back and is fully healthy in an offense that's meant for him, what his ceiling would be? We can admit that the ceiling of Deshaun Watson is way higher than the ceiling of Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
So
I just don't agree with that. I just don't.
It is a quarterback played a 42 D-Mac. You gotta kind of see.
We're chasing a ceiling that's been gone for half a decade now.
But kind of to Early's point, though, I know the money's gone, but it's like, golly, bro, like.
I just
come on, bro.
Don't get me wrong.
Million? You just go let 48 million walk like that just because
it's gone.
Everybody just saying garbage.
You're not getting it back. I think
the fact. What you say? Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry, you were breaking up a little bit, Trent.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, Trent. Yeah.
I was saying, Kenya, what'd you say?
I was just gonna say, I guess I see this a little differently than everybody else. From a woman's lens, I find Deshaun Watson to be disgusting and repulsive, and I would really appreciate it if I didn't have to see him play another snap of football. I feel that way about him as a person and a player. I don't care how much money he is making. I don't care if he's making more money than the guy sitting behind him. If you legitimately stuck at playing the position of a quarterback, then you should not be playing. And that is just the end of the conversation. He's not a good quarterback anymore. And I think, and like like you were saying, we are still chasing some ceiling that's gone. He is never going to get back to what he was. The best football he's played was the fourth quarter against the Ravens, where he had like a perfect passer rating and he went 16 for 16. That was pretty much it. And then after that, he fell from the face of the earth. He's horrible. I don't understand why we want to see him play football again. It's over.
I think what Bama speaking on is one. I understand Bama. It's like there are too many white quarterbacks who literally will have a moment and will get 19 chances after that, even though they've been very bad. That's one, and I understand that. Also, again, the money is there financially to where it's hard to just get up off this guy. And then the problem with what I understand what he's saying is that when he spoke on Kirk Cousins, D-Mac, you're being nasty because Michael Penix went top 10. Yes, he wasn't supposed to. Just because he went top 10 don't mean he wasn't playing like he's top 10. He was a bad quarterback. Kirk Cousins was also a bad quarterback.
Washington.
Kirk Cousins was so bad, we got rid of you or we put you on the bench to start Michael Penix. Michael Penix was bad, so we went back to you, but you didn't help yourself. So Kirk Cousins is not the nigga that was in Minnesota no more. He's done. He's done, but he's still getting jobs after job after job. At this point, Kirk Cousins is a glorified backup who shouldn't touch the floor unless your starting quarterback gets hurt.
Can I
respond to that now? Can I respond to that now?
But Kirk Cousins.
So here's the thing. Kirk Cousins in Atlanta was not a good quarterback. Kirk Cousins in Atlanta was so much better than the last time we've seen Deshaun Watson play football. So if you're going to do the what have we seen from you lately thing, it's not even comparison. It shouldn't be mentioned as far as that is concerned. If you're going to talk about why Kirk Cousins lost his job, yes, if you want to argue about Michael Penix not be worth the top pick, I think that's fine. I had I think high second round grade on him coming out of Washington as far as I was concerned. They obviously took him in the top 10. End of the day, anytime that you have a quarterback that is taken in the top 10, there's an expiration date on whoever is starting in that position beforehand. No matter if he shouldn't, deserving of, no matter what, eventually that transition has to happen because that is going to happen as far as the front office is concerned. I don't really want to get bogged down as far as that is concerned. With Deshaun Watson specifically, when you see what he's done since he went to the Cleveland Browns, they tailored the offense around what he liked to do. And it did not work to the point where Kevin Stefanski was running an offensive scheme that he's like, man, I got to try and fix things around what he wants to do to make him comfortable. I don't get to get under center. I don't get to use the run game the same way I want to. And still, it didn't work for him because he was that bad during that period of time. And again, I don't get the justification for chasing this ceiling that was gone 5 years ago. We haven't seen that man in the Cleveland Browns uniform.
I'm also not sipping the Kevin Stefanski water.
I'm not saying in Kansas Stefanski is a great coach. You have to be honest
we'll see.
What he's done
we will
as far
see.
as the offensive scheme is concerned.
You
have. It's just I can't justify getting behind that. And again, I am somebody that is more pro Shedeur than I would say anti Shedeur as far as that's concerned. But there's just, if you really want to find out what you can get out of this asset that you took in the 5th round, there's no reason to not give him this runway here compared to, for certain Deshaun Watson is not playing another game in Cleveland in 2027 and beyond. There's nothing
we know, honestly, D-Mac, I think all of us agree with that. But again, what Bam is saying, and I understand, is that same thing Trent was saying. At the end of the day, Shedeur hasn't been great enough, I guess, to the Browns to where we can just get off this 60, 70 million a year right now. I think if Deshaun Watson didn't have that money under his books and that was so guaranteed, they would have been got off Deshaun Watson and would have went full steam. But you probably have an owner who's saying, hey man, we're gonna take one more bite of the apple to see what we got just to make sure. Because I pay this thing a lot of money, man.
That is sunk cost fallacy in the worst way, in my personal
Maybe if he was like at 30, 35 a year, yeah, they could probably I'll bite this. You know,
he would have been cut. He would have been cut, but they can't get rid of the money. But that doesn't mean put him on the field. You don't have to do it.
Exactly. Thank you.
He making $52 million.
And sit his ass on the bench. Sit him on the bench. I don't care.
He's gonna hold back that entire team. He's not a good
perfectly. To be perfectly honest with you, if I was the general manager, and Andrew Barry actually think is doing a pretty good job at building this roster. If I was general manager, I'd be like, don't come anywhere near my team. I don't want you in this locker room. I don't want you. You can sit at home. Deshaun, I would sit his ass at home. We're paying you regardless. You're not going to be on this team in 2027 beyond. Sit your ass down. We'll roll with the rest of this.
Listen, at this point, in all honesty, if we're being for real about Deshaun Watson, I would I can't even look you in the face. I'm paying you so much, makes you rob me so blind. I really wouldn't. Like, I'm so serious. I wouldn't be able to. I couldn't. If I'm a owner, a GM, and training camp, I would be so sick of Deshaun Watson and the money we gave this nigga. I would literally either buy him out and keep it moving, or like you said, send his ass home. Because I couldn't even look in you. I don't want you around me knowing you stole from me, bro. I don't even want you around me knowing you stole from me.
And let's be
I don't
honest,
want you around me. Now, again, it's our fault because we should have had some bylaws in there because he was coming off some allegations, and we should have had something in the contract.
Exactly.
There's no way we get this nigga full guarantee contract without bylaws. It should have been you got to play a certain amount of games, have a certain amount of yards, something, bro. Should have been some bylaws.
And just to
basically sign this nigga
just to give people
off of crazy essay charges and decided we're going to get this guy guaranteed money and trust him. It's almost like a rapper who stay in jail. We're going to give him a full guarantee, $100 million contract. He stays in jail for a reason. Have some bylaws.
Just to give people some history if they forgot or weren't around in the football. So Deshaun Watson, and I know Bama remembers this, and D-Mac, because we're similar ages and all that stuff. So we saw Deshaun at Clemson and all this stuff. Remember Hurricane Harvey, y'all, 2017, 2018? I remember Deshaun gave up a part of his salary to pay for people that worked at the facility that lost their jobs and all that stuff, right? Remember Deshaun, did his mother they got their house built by what's the
Warwick Dunn.
By who?
Warwick Dunn.
Yeah, Warwick Dunn, like a part association. So, remember everything we knew about Deshaun coming into the league was this is
him and JJ when Houston went through that tragedy. Him and JJ, they put a lot of money helping out people.
1-on-1. I thought Deshaun, Bama again, when he came out of Clemson, I was like, bro, this is not even a question. Remember the whole number 1 overall between him and Myles Garrett, and then Mitch Trubisky snuck in there somewhere. I couldn't believe my eyes. I thought Deshaun was about to be generational. Remember 2 games versus Alabama, 800 yards, y'all, 8 touchdowns. I'm like, oh my gosh!
But the last time we saw Deshaun Jackson a full season, he was 33-7 and was a top 3 to 5 quarterback. No conversation being had.
Then remember, D-Mac, I know you remember this. He had the best season ever for a losing team for a quarterback ever.
Yes,
best season we've ever seen. And everybody.
That's what,
Go ahead.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, and to be clear about this, because I know I saw some of the comments. I'm not comparing Deshaun Watson and what he was to any of these guys prior to going to the Cleveland Browns, because he was legitimately top 5 level quarterback before going to the Cleveland Browns. To be perfectly clear about
and
that.
Then so that's what I'm trying to explain to people. It was, we are with you that the last time we saw Deshaun, it was really Deshaun. 2020 Houston, it was 4,800 yards,
athleticism
with 33 touchdowns, a 112 passer rating.
Wow.
Just for context, that's like Aaron Rodgers with mobility is what we were seeing from him. Real legitimate mobility. Remember he got kicked in the eye?
Bill O'Brien as his OC.
Bill O'Brien!
Oh my goodness.
It was killing.
So Bama,
and they were running
we were looking at that
offense.
But we were looking at that Houston team with D-Hop, with JJ Watt, Brian Cushion. We were saying man, this team could be a problem, man.
And then what happened, that first allegation came out, and I think it's important for you to remember the timeline. The first allegation came out, and it was kind of out of nowhere. And it was like, Deshaun?
Yeah,
we really believe this because he had such a sterling reputation when it first came. It was
exactly. Go ahead.
This is why I say it's weird, because it came out once. You remember they gave him that $167 million guarantee. Then they got rid of D-Hop. They got rid of JJ Watt. Mm-hmm. So what happened? Deshaun Watson said, "I want to leave since you're getting rid of everybody."
Yep.
And then that's when I turned on the TV. The allegation.
It felt very timely. If it did at the time, it felt very timely. But then what happened, to Kenya's point, is that the second allegation came out, the third allegation came out, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, the ninth, the 12th, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And then we got stories, and it was no way. This is too much. Was the Robert Kraft thing right around this time, y'all? The whole thing that happened in Florida with him, Bama, or was that right after?
I think it was
That
a
was-
little before, but I could be wrong about that.
No, because in
I
chat,
think
the
we'll
reason
have-
why I'm naming all the names, because I think sometimes we get lost in numbers. Like those are people, like 26 women, individual
The
people
women.
that said this. So
mind you, he was getting an absurd, like, even when the report came out, it was like 80 women in a 17-month period that he had massages from, and when his massage schedule was like, he was getting so many massages, it was almost like bro,
Yeah.
if Trent plays for the league, I'm like, Trent, you getting a massage every other day, bro,
But
like your
that
body.
happens.
At that point, hire one masseuse and let her live with you, bro, and just that way she's gonna call, because there's no way a nigga getting that many massages. It's like, damn, bro, you that bitch. It was weird. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but
when that schedule came out, he was getting like 2 massages a week, y'all. It was like, God damn,
and
bro.
I want to be
Like,
clear, NFL
Jesus
players
Christ.
do get massages that often for their bodies. I think the issue is, though, and this is where the insider stuff comes in, most people have one person they trust with their body.
yes.
One person. Because that's like a barber. I'm not going to
Right.
2 different barbers a week.
Exactly.
Deshaun
70
had
plus women in 17 months.
Yeah,
Jesus
bro.
Christ.
He had a thing where he was like whatever it was, fantasy, fetish, whatever. Where he was literally individual people. He was asking to do this, and so the reason I'm telling y'all this story, because I want y'all to understand how dumb the Browns were. This all was out. The Browns then said, "We're going to give you 3 first-round picks." After this came out, they were that desperate for a QB. Because I remember this is right after the Johnny Manziel and all this other stuff that had happened.
They tried
They
that
did
for
get him.
for a time.
And then they did Trent
Nobody
without
wants
having a game or any due diligence. They gave him 230 M's guaranteed. The only other QB that had this kind of guaranteed money was Kirk Cousins with that.
That's what I'm saying. Coincidentally, Kirk Cousins.
No, but it was 3 years, 84 mil though. Like it was like.
But
decent.
Kirk started the guaranteed money shit. I remember specifically, niggas used to have $100 million contracts with
Right.
40 million guaranteed. Kirk was the first person to say, you know what, I'm gonna do 2 or 3 years of these of getting franchise tagged, and then I'm gonna get. I remember because that shit put the NFL in an uproar.
Yeah,
even
it was-
Aaron Rodgers is like,
it was-
Kirk
it was-
Cousins
it
getting
was
fully
back to
guaranteed
back.
money.
It was
I need fully
back-to-back-
guaranteed
It
money.
was back-to-back franchise tags with the then Redskins at the time. And then what happened is they couldn't do a third one, so then he got a 3-year 84. And that's what started it for Kirk. And Kirk, from that point
He
on,
was the
like,
first person to have a fully guaranteed I ever saw.
yeah, he's like, I
Fully
don't get hurt.
guaranteed.
I don't get hurt. I'm always healthy. He put some
Baseball.
crazy numbers in the regular season. So for him,
Absolutely.
it was just like worked out. So the reason I'm saying about this whole thing with Deshaun, y'all, is that the Cleveland Browns did everything they didn't have to do. They didn't have to give up those picks. They didn't have to give him the contract. And then what happened, y'all, is
They did if they wanted him, to be fair.
Wasn't nobody
Right.
fighting for him neither. Like everybody was
No,
fighting to get
people.
Deshaun.
No. The Panthers and Falcons were fighting.
Yeah,
with
they-
him.
Yeah, but they wasn't fighting to give him 200 and something million
Well,
guaranteed.
no, but
with no
I'm
bylaws.
saying that's what it took.
and I want to juxtapose this to Bama,
because
because I know Bama, there's another one up here, because I'm going to get to this in a second, because there was another report we're going to get to here in a little bit. But I want people to know Deshaun Watson had to take a full season off on the exempt list, on the commissioner's exempt list,
Yep.
while they were investigating. Deshaun then had to go do a civil court. That's a whole separate issue. That's not legal. All this other stuff happened. Deshaun took a year off, y'all, came back, and was legitimately one of the worst quarterbacks we'd
That
ever
was
seen on
awful.
big money.
It
Ever.
was awful.
And every year since that point, he's been trash. And literally, I'm going to read y'all the numbers so people who don't understand, I'm not capping. 2022, 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 6 games. Garbage. 58% passer completion. Got hurt. 2023, half the season. Had 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with an 84 passer rating. Garbage. And then 2024, the last time we saw him, 1,100 pass yards, 7 games, 63% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Garbage. And then you saw,
But he was
doesn't
hurt
know how
every
to stand in
season,
the
though.
pocket anymore.
Yo,
He
but
was
just
hurt
think-
every season.
But just think
What?
about
He
this.
was still bad regardless. Like,
Just
he was
think
still
about
bad.
The
You just
Browns
read-
was a bad team.
Maybe he needed a massage.
It was all bad. It was
He ain't
all
been healthy
bad. It
since.
was
Maybe
all
he needed
bad.
a massage.
I don't really
He
care
been
about
healthy
those people.
since.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
What I'm
Trent.
saying, just think about this. You just named all them stats. Shit was ass. And then Shedeur Sanders could have just easily replaced the nigga. He wasn't even that good, and now we still saying we still have a QB battle. This QB battle.
But don't you think No, but I think the consequence of that, though, Trent, the reason why I'm more on Shedeur's side here is, Trent, you remember we were having the conversation about what they were doing to Shedeur.
I think Shedeur should play. I'm just saying, it's just that from the organization.
The Browns offense last year is a little different than some of the things.
Oh yeah,
that
of course.
Watson was throwing during that time.
I'm just saying, no, of course. I'm just saying, like, damn, Deshaun Watson was still last, and then we still about to have this QB battle because Like that's what I'm
No,
saying.
but that I don't think the
Because
Shedeur. To me, the numbers on Shedeur aren't an indictment on Shedeur though. Like they are because he's still growing and developing. But do we not remember? Like I'm not talking to you specifically. They didn't give him reps until halfway through the season. He literally did. He had a coach that was sabotaging him on the roster. His head coach was sabotaging
setting him up to fail some games, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
And then remember the Tennessee Titans game. He was frying. He had a better game than Deshaun had since 2020. He has 364 yards passing in that game with 3 tubs and trip. They didn't even let him finish the game.
Yeah,
take him out, man.
Like we were up here like, what are you doing?
Was sabotaging? No, I'm not like. I don't think he was.
I want to see. I'll give you this. I would like to see, even though Deshaun Watson, I would like in a good world, I would like to see Shedeur get a full season under who they have now and be able to let me know what he looked like in 16 games, 17 games. And then from there, we can say what we feel about Shedeur Sanders, but at least give him a full season. The fact that you were willing to give Dylan Gabriel a full season until he was just that bad, y'all was losing that much, it just shows me that, like, dog, you got, and you know the strength, just mentally, your young quarterback got to feel like he's the guy, because that carousel, we might start you, we might not start you, that can hurt your confidence too, man. You switch your reps with people. Like, I need to be fully invested in Shedeur, give him a full season. If he sucks, then he sucks. But give him a full season with a coach that actually wants him to be there. Better offensive weapons. You got Boston coming in. You got KC coming in. You got O-line play now. Your running back looks like he's the future of the franchise as far as running backs being. He could be a future running back guy. Let your defense is still your defense. Let's give him a full season. See what it's like. And your division fucking sucks. No disrespect, can you? Other than Baltimore, your division sucks. No one gives a fuck about the Steelers and the Bengals.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
I don't think it's that bad.
They have such good draft classes. It can't get any worse. I think it's going to be better than you think it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Bengals and the Steelers, and I'm saying, yeah,
the Bengals aren't that bad either. The Steelers are, but the Bengals are not that bad.
Yeah, of course the Bengals are back.
You got so much better on defense. You got so much better on defense.
I understand.
You ain't get so much. You put them next to Lawrence.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
I understand that people are like saying, why aren't you guys talking about Dylan Gabriel? Be honest with you, there's a reason why Dylan Gabriel got benched. He doesn't have an NFL arm. He just does not have the arm strength to play in the NFL.
And he undersized.
There's no exactly. You can't be small and not have an arm. It's the same issue that JJ McCarthy's running into.
If I'm Deshaun and Shedeur Sanders, I'm looking at him like, why are you here? Like, I understand you're getting paid. I understand you have a lot of aura and you have a chance. Why are you still here? Like, that should be a veteran quarterback spot. Why is he still here?
Like when coach asks a coverage question and he answered, even though it's right, everybody just look back like, why are you here? Like,
the other thing I wanted to say is this, and I understand why it's a point. The reason why I say the money is gone is because when they signed him to that $230 million guaranteed contract, that money went into an escrow account. They haven't seen that money. It's not touched. It is on a pay schedule as far as that is concerned. So that is not money that is all of a sudden going to come be paid out today. No, that money has been gone for years now as far as his contract is concerned. That's why I say it's already been paid out. And when you talk about ownership, and again, this comes into what you actually want to accomplish this year with the Cleveland Browns, because it may be you just want to lose as many games as possible and get your quarterback. I don't know. But when you talk about ownership, the fact that Shedeur Sanders, for better or for worse, brings people to watch Cleveland Browns football, which is not something they can be able to say for a long time now. That should be considered as far as that is concerned.
Now, what I said, you have the aura, you have the money. You need to get out of here. Like, you need to leave.
From a pure football point, I think it makes the most sense for Shedeur to play that this entire season. And I think it makes the most sense from an ownership standpoint because that money to Watts has been paid out, and he's the best person to actually put butts in seats this upcoming season.
Right. The Cleveland Browns fans don't want him either. They don't want Deshaun Watson. Last time I checked, they booed him when he pulled his Achilles. They booed him. They wanted him out of there. The second he makes a mistake, he misses a throw, he throws a pick, he gets sacked, they're going to boo him. They're going to boo him every single time he makes a mistake. I don't know why we should put him out.
Shout out to my guy TK who runs Brown Spaces on Twitter. Hey, man, them Browns fans don't want nothing to do with Deshaun Watson. They were
protesting outside the stadium. They literally had picket signs. Like,
they're going to celebrate. The day they finally cut him, they're going to celebrate. I'm telling you, they're going to celebrate.
I'm just saying, though, you paying them 50-some million. It's a chance that a lot of them issues just from the mental, dealing with all of that. Everybody don't have the COVID mentality to deal with possibly going to jail. The charges ended up getting dropped. He got baptized, married, all of this other stuff. You don't want to be on the other side if he does turn back into 2020.
I don't think he is married, brother.
like
but you I tell you
the
what,
charges
man,
did not get dropped.
Either send him home, or if he gonna be on this practice field, he gonna earn this money. When I say earn this money, he ain't got to the ball, but he gonna be getting water. He gonna be bringing snacks, sandwiches. Like you gonna earn this money some way.
Hold on.
They got settled, and they were not criminal charges, so he was not. But they were.
Yeah, they was like civil charges, and they got settled or dropped or something like that, right?
They were civil charges that settled.
I'm just confused on how niggas is still talking about Deshaun Watson from 7 years ago, but you was just shitting on a fucking 38-year-old Kirk Cousins.
Because
Kirk numbers, by the way, since 2020 are like.
I don't understand it. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think everybody's gonna be Tom Brady. Like, obviously,
okay,
the whole NFL world is under this assumption that every quarterback is gonna be Tom Brady.
Okay,
no, Kirk Cousins is better than Deshaun Watson we've seen in the Browns.
If you understand, not every quarterback.
I mean, we just looking at the numbers.
If you do understand, not everybody is fucking Tom Brady. Stop bringing up shit that was in 2020.
But then Geno Smith looked like he was a pretty good
quarterback.
He
had
to come back. Come on, y'all. It's the reason why Gino's still getting started.
Here's the difference. Hold on. Gino was ass for mad long. He didn't have no crazy significant injuries. The only crazy injury that he had, he got his jaw broke. That's about it. And then he had a miraculous comeback. You're talking about a nigga from 6 years ago who hasn't been his problem in 6 years and has torn his Achilles twice.
Yeah.
The fuck are we doing? Like, what are we talking about, bro? That's not the same, no. That's not the same.
I mean, as bad as Kirk Cousins is stat wise, we just looking at the numbers. Better than John Elway. Hey, but my thing is this though.
Kirk Cousins, by the way, since 2020, just so people can know, he's averaging 3,400 passing yards a year with 24 touchdowns and 10 interceptions with a 97 passer rating. Like
he's been a fine quarterback.
Yeah, that's
exactly. Kirk Cousins has been a consistent.
Kirk Cousins has over
the Cleveland Browns ever gotten one of those seasons, they might be in the playoffs. Like that's how good he was.
If Kirk Cousins didn't jump, if Kirk Cousins can have what's the guy who in Marvel who be rewinding shit? Come on,
Doctor Strange.
If Kirk Cousins can have Doctor Strange do one of the little things and say, "Let me show you your future," he would have. He would be the starting quarterback this season for the Minnesota Vikings. If he could get a Doctor Strange, just hey, Kirk, before you make that decision, he jumped the gun. He jumped the gun.
If he didn't lie about his injury and just sat out, he probably would still be starting somewhere. He would actually be a starting quarterback still, but he lied about his injury in ATL, and that's why his worst football came, and he's been cooked ever since. But you left Minnesota because you wanted. I don't want no young quarterback underneath me just to go somewhere and to draft a quarterback.
Well, that's ultimately the thing. It's just sometimes you lack self-awareness as an athlete, and he just didn't realize that for the rest of his time he is going to be.
They gave him $160 million.
He should be looking.
Yeah, but he didn't know that they was going to draft Penix.
I know, but D-Mac, they gave him franchise QB money.
I'm gonna be real with you. JJ was so bad. Even if they decided to put Kirk Cousins down and start JJ, they would have gave Kirk Cousins some money. The Vikings would have re-signed Kirk Cousins for some money, man. They'd be like, all right, our bad, man. We would have given you some more paper.
Think about the Falcons could have put 40 extra more million with that and would have had Lamar Jackson.
This is something we had discussed this a little bit earlier. Was just I find it hilarious. I said it. The Falcons should have been in on it. The Panthers should have been in on it, and the Jets should have been in on it. Trade them 2 first-round picks, get that man a $200 million guarantee, and get the job done because he is infinitely worth it compared to where you're trying to work at. And and that's why. And I know this is a whole conversation like Pablo's doing the collusion or whatever thing, but this is in a nutshell what tells me that it was collusion because there's no way on God's green earth that all these people were bidding on Deshaun Watson. They've done all these crazy quarterback moves, Kirk Cousins included. And all of a sudden, Lamar Jackson could be had for 2 first-round picks and $250 million guaranteed. And you were like,
and look how the
wait early. We are going to have a direct conversation about that because that came up again this week. But I got to make sure, bro. Could I have a lot of thoughts on this? If we had a show at that time, this would have been clipped on ESPN to how angry we would have gotten up here. But first, Shout out to Splash Sports. Shout out to them. They are one of the very best to do it. We love us some Splash Sports. This is the best DFS game that you can tap into. Splash Sports. Man, bro, if you are on the NBA side, we have been winning money. The NBA playoffs is literally in full swing. Now it's your chance to get in on the action. Literally, this isn't you versus some algorithm or the sports book. It's you versus other fans. Real competition, real skill, and the playing field is completely level, which means you get bigger payouts and more ways to win. Just your picks against there. Remember, guys, Quick Fix on Splash Sports is the only DFS game where you're playing against other players and not the house. Now, what does that mean? You don't need a perfect entry to cash, get more picks right than your opponent, and you're walking away with money. One wrong call doesn't kill you. Splash has the highest multiplier in DFS, up to 50 times on 6-leg entries. Why would you play anywhere else? You're essentially leaving money on the table anytime you play the other guy's app. So are you ready to compete? Use code CHOICE on Splash Sports and get a free $50 deposit when you play your first $5. That's right, a $50 deposit when you play your first $5. Link is in the description. Let's see what you're made of. All right,
and as always, guys, if your pockets are dry, make a splash.
Yeah, and then especially NFL season, we was cooking. Again, I went undefeated to close the playoffs. So shout out to y'all. I want to get into this very quickly, D-Mac, because I was irate when this happened. I just want to remind people. The Ravens put a franchise tender on Lamar Jackson in 2023 after going into the season. He had one MVP at this point, and that was in 2019.
That's enough for me.
He came off an injury, all this other still. Again, context, Lamar Jackson did not have an agent. His mother's been his agent. He was representing himself. He was looking for a fully guaranteed deal like the one Deshaun Watson got. So they put the non-exclusive tag on him. Baltimore did, basically to be like to Lamar, hey, we don't actually think anybody's going to pay you this money, and we don't think anybody's going to trade for you. So Diana Rossini, shout out to the GOAT, said it isn't clear that anybody is interested in taking on Lamar Jackson, and the Atlanta Falcons reportedly, without a quarterback, mind you, won't be pursuing him. The Las Vegas Raiders haven't eliminated quarterback opportunities, but they said they're not pursuing him. And then on top of that, the New Orleans Saints, post Drew Brees, weren't pursuing him. I just want people to remember, this is how old is Lamar now? 28, 29, 28?
28, 29.
What are you, like 25? You had a 25-year-old MVP coming off a little bit of an injury, but you telling me you couldn't give him no money? You wouldn't trade for him? And here's the thing. Lamar Jackson won the MVP the very
Sean
next
Watson,
year.
curse.
The very next year, Lamar Jackson won MVP. Lamar Jackson should have won another MVP. Right after that, one of the greatest quarterback seasons we've ever seen. So what I'm trying to understand, you all, how in the world are you able to get to this situation with these quarterbacks, but you had a prime Lamar that nobody was even willing to sniff at to trade them first-round picks for? And these bum franchises. Could you imagine Lamar Jackson with Drake London, with Kyle Pitts, with Bijan Robinson on turf? What he be doing right now?
It would be Michael Vick all over again. I think the problem with it is like the way people perceive Lamar, and that's kind of why even when you give Lamar Jackson the flat, the way people perceive Lamar, like we had these conversations all the time. We had the Josh Allen versus Lamar PL, like they're just their people aren't the same, because the people who defend Josh Allen, it's not the same with Lamar. Like Lamar gets all the gripe, even though Lamar's a 2-time MVP. Lamar gets a lot of like hate and stuff like that. And sometimes I'm part of that because more so though, I think Lamar is so good that I just want him to be better in the playoffs. But at that time, man, I've had personal conversations with some of Lamar's camping team about the things I've said on spaces or I've said on platforms where they had to check me and say, hey, man, you basically a part of the problem. People would look at Lamar. You understand when he came out of the draft, they wanted to be a wide receiver. Like we talking about, there have been guys who have been awful, but again, when Lamar comes out, you want him to be a wide receiver or running back. He gets the MVP, and even after that, we're still looking at him as like he's a running quarterback. He doesn't pass like that. I think a lot of that was just teams not believing in Lamar enough to be the leader of their franchise because he doesn't have the look. He's not the prototypical quarterback that you would want. But weirdly enough, the NFL is going towards the guy that's more athletic. You know what I'm saying? You're getting guys like Jalen Milroe getting drafted. And mind you, all those teams, hey, man, look, Saints, you got Tyler Show. Falcons, hey, you didn't want Lamar, but you got Tua. So, you know, the basketball gods have made their say.
Bro, it's not even because I already said I think Miami should have done that. I would have got rid of Tua in a fucking heartbeat. But I think they was
Miami got to Lamar now, though.
I think even though that's funny, even though it's crazy that nobody wanted to sign or try to offer Lamar money, I think they knew that Baltimore was going to, because Baltimore, they be dumb, but they're not going to let go of Lamar, especially a 25-year-old Lamar.
Then let them match. It put them in that bad of a spot because they were not in the spot cap-wise where they.
And just to be clear,
I would have forced their hand to match it.
The reason why this came up, but the reason why this came up is because the NFL, the thing that are actually being said about this is that this was a collective collusion by NFL owners.
Yeah,
and the reason why is they didn't want Lamar. They didn't want to have a quarterback that could demand that first off demand that. Then number two, be rewarded with a full-time deal. They didn't want to start a precedent that if we got to give Lamar a full 5-year guaranteed deal to supplant Deshaun Watson, they have to do that to their quarterback.
And remember, Swiper, he didn't have an agent too, so that's another ball of fire that's coming your way because now guys can ask for their own money with no agents involved.
He had an agent. His mom just didn't.
His mom was
licensed at the time.
Y'all gotta think this is around the time where like the Lamar Jackson conversations were like the nastiest ever been. This is like the Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray era. Like this is where like Lamar top 10 quarter. Like this is around this time.
Quarterbacking enough.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like I said, this before the 2023 season. Like this before his second MVP. So I'm not gonna lie. Before the 2023 season, Lamar Jackson FC was in the mud. OD. Bama can attest to it. Bama can attest to it. The conversation that was about Lamar around the 2021, 2022 time was the worst it's ever been by far.
And this is the thing for me ultimately.
And then what he does, go out there and get MVP.
It was a collusion that was going on. The owners decided, hey, we're going to act in the best interest of the league, which to me, I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to win. I'm not doing shit so we can all have lower. I don't care. I'm trying to win football games. I want me a ring. I want a franchise quarterback. You're telling me that that Arthur Blank is sitting up there looking at Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix as his quarterback right now. Yeah, man, I'm glad I helped the NFL collude. The Jets with Aaron Rodgers, and now they got Geno Smith. Like, yeah, man, I'm glad we helped the rest of the NFL suppress rages. The Panthers with Bryce Young, who might be the only, well, I won't say it, one of the weaker links on the team right now is like, yeah, I'm glad that we helped the NFL collude. And those fan bases that supported that, the Browns and what they're dealing with as far as that's concerned. Congratulations on what you did. You were able to suppress rages for quarterbacks across the National Football League. It ain't help you an ounce to actually win the damn football game that you've been begging from your franchises to do. I wish you the best of luck at that.
And we probably gone through an era in about the last 25 years of the worst quarterback signings we've ever seen, where people were just getting money. Where you were like, why are you giving? Even if you don't like Brock Purdy, it's like, man, you get Brock Purdy 50. When Tua got paid, we were like, y'all giving like they were. We went through at least a 3-year span where teams were literally signing quarterbacks to big contracts because they had no other option. So I got to give Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence showed me shit, but I got to give him this money.
But early, Tua was pity money though. I ain't gonna say pity money, but it was kind of like that whole way they handled Tua that season before they gave him that money, bro. 4 days of rest in between getting a real concussion, a severe, like that's just
like the one where he threw up gang signs.
Yeah, because that was only 4 days in between. He got that concussion versus the Bills. 4 days later, he go out there and play the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, that was the worst.
And then that's when he started throwing up games. That's literally malpractice because if you look up a concussion, slow motor movement, stumbling, he displayed all of those when he got hit versus the Bills. They kept him in the game because he only came out after halftime. That was right before half. They kept him in the game.
Was that when his teammate literally like forced him out the game?
Yeah, you remember he was stumbling.
They had to pull him up off the ground.
Had to pull him up, like so. They was like, hey. So they kept him out because it was like a minute or something left in the half. They kept him out. He come down. He do that one last drive where they scored at the end of the game. Josh Allen missed that 5-yard out. Whatever the case may be, move forward. 4 days later, they just said we rested him in practice. It was no concussion. Whatever the case may be. I'm like, bro, I did a research paper on CTE, bro. That is all the signs of a concussion. 4 days later, Tua goes out there in a NFL game versus the Thursday
night football,
throwing up gang signs. I'm just like, bro, that is bad because he.
Mind you, didn't he fall? He fell like he had like whiplash. Like it wasn't even a real hit. He like fell on his back and hit his head.
Slung him in his head.
Don't forget the Packers game where he got
the Packers game. But look, that game was kind of misconstrued because he was 166. He had like 166 yards, 3 touchdowns. The next half, bro, he throws 3 interceptions. Like, and everybody was like, yeah, he got a concussion. I said, what are you talking about? He got a concussion. And y'all left him in? Like, bro, this is crazy, bro. This is horrible malpractice, especially after what Trent Green went through over there in Miami. Chad Pennington. Pat White, bro. It's like Miami is just the graveyard for quarterbacks. And they all damn near get concussions or some type
of respect Dan Marino.
Oh yeah,
I want to have Ken. You've heard thoughts of this too, but I will also say this: people. One comment said, owners won't mess with the other owners if you break precedent. A lot of people said the same thing about Jimmy Haslam after the Deshaun Watson contract because of how much they hated him. I don't think that it's affected in any way, shape, or form what the Browns have done. They've done plenty of deals with other teams in the meantime. I just want to say that I don't think that that's a real thing that goes on.
Well, if you got somebody worth having, you got a gym over there. Niggas will trade for Myles Garrett if you wanted to offer him up. I don't care if I don't like you or not. Go ahead, can you?
Sorry, we kind of lost track a little bit, but mine is more of a question. So did Lamar even actually want out of Baltimore at that time? Or was he just trying to play their hand?
No, he wanted to get paid.
I think he wanted to get paid.
They were trying not to pay him. Yeah, they were trying to hold.
I think he wanted to get paid. I don't know if he ultimately, wanted out, would have been fine moving out. I have no idea as far as that's concerned. But I think
he was coming up. He was an MVP quarterback in his league.
Money. He won
putting up good numbers, and y'all will like there are quarterbacks who have done nothing that have gotten paid. Nothing. I'm coming off the MVP, and y'all fighting me for my money. Y'all fighting me.
Yeah, I agree. Because then after that, they were just. I mean, we paid Justin Herbert, we paid Trevor Lawrence. I mean, they have done next to nothing, and they got paid more money at the time. So I totally get that. But it's like I can and I hate to do this, but like I can understand from like an owner's perspective not wanting to give him that guaranteed contract just based off the fact that the Browns did it with Deshaun Watson off some stupid shit. I can understand that, but that doesn't necessarily. That did, like you said, that didn't necessarily help your case. You still lost games. Like your organization
made them irrelevant. He dog. John Harbaugh was on the way out though, Kenya. Even damn, John, speak up for me, John. I saved your damn career.
He had nobody to back him up in that either. That was just weird to me. So I don't know.
That's why I think.
Go ahead.
That's why I think if somebody had put the contract on the table, like I think if the Falcons put that contract on the table and said, we want you, we're willing to make this move for you, I think he would have gone. That's why I think it's ultimately he wanted somebody to say, hey, we believe in you to that level.
We're paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year. He ain't got no MVPs, no barely any playoff wins, no NFC championships. Like, are we serious?
Dak is one of the few guys deserve his money though. A little bit.
I like Dak.
I think that get like a little bit overhated.
I'm not hating on it.
No.
But to your point, he doesn't have MVPs.
I'm not saying you. I used to hate Dak a lot too, but like when you go back and view Dak like really one of the last very cute.
Dak been better than a certain quarterback for the last couple of years, but he never gets talked about. So. Let me ask this. Spanish OJ.
No. Light skin guy in Kansas City.
$10 super chat. The Browns 28 different quarterbacks between 1999 and 2018 from a developmental and revenue perspective. Shedeur is a top 5 jersey sale. Shedeur just makes sense. No one is rocking a Deshaun Watson jersey.
Yeah,
at this point, no.
I got one.
Okay, John's walking around Cleveland.
You still have a Deshaun Watson jersey?
Bama also has
you have a Browns Deshaun Watson jersey?
Bama also has a Henry Ruggs. Bama also has a Henry Ruggs Raiders jersey, by the way.
So you got a Texans Deshaun Watson jersey after what he did to y'all in the
he got a Cleveland one, I think.
No, I got a Texas one. My Cleveland jersey is Mark Cooper. Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
I wouldn't wipe my ass with a Deshaun Jackson jersey, and the fears of getting a rash. That's how bad he's been.
This is a good question. DMart 4010 $2 super chat. Rank at their best: Andrew Luck, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, and Justin Herbert.
I'll probably say that order for me.
Nah,
I would put Deshaun over Russ.
I'll put Russ. I'm putting Russ first. I'll put Russ first, and then you can argue between Luck and Deshaun, but Herbert lies.
Interesting. I would have Luck, Deshaun, and then Russ, Herbert.
I think Russ.
I'm not gonna lie. I know we love Luck, but we talking about the best of Russ is the best quarterback on this motherfucker.
I agree.
God, Lee, bro. Like, I understand the aura of Andrew Luck, and he was good. But Russ actually did it. Like, it's a nigga who could have been great and a nigga who actually was great at one point.
I got Russ, Deshaun, Luck, Herbert. That's the order.
Russ's deep ball was awesome, but Andrew Luck was fucking
I go Russ, Herbert, Luck, Sean, maybe.
Andrew Luck, dog, let's get something clear. As good as Andrew Luck was, Russell Wilson was amazing at one point. I don't think we understand the type of play that Russell Wilson was having, along with the athleticism. And he was getting to Super Bowls. He was getting to Super Bowls.
Yeah, he had an MVP.
Yeah, but he had
That's
also not the
Legion of Boom. That's when we really got to see Russ at his best.
Right, but he's also not getting to Super Bowls then.
Yeah,
the best versus Russ isn't going to Super Bowls.
Look at his best.
One or the other.
It's like you got a CPU at quarterback, and he's just decoding defense, and it's like he has an answer for everything. Like Luck was just, I don't know. Then his snap count, how he could draw you offline with his snap count was unreal, bro. Like
Luck was built in the lab as far as I'm concerned.
I ain't gonna lie. I watched Luck, and as great as Luck was, I ain't gonna lie. I think Luck get like the Tupac and Biggie tax, where like because he didn't finish, it's like, oh, he was so like, all right, nigga. If you played long enough, we might have had some caveats about him. But I feel like because he left early in his career, we give him this praise of like, oh my God, he was gonna be like, all right. The longer he gets away from the NFL, the more of we starting to make some shit up sometimes. All right, it's getting a little like outlandish, where it's like, all right, Luck was, they made him in a lab, and he was Luck played in the NFL, and at the time Cam was better than him. I'm just letting y'all know that. Like relax.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
I think that's a fair.
It might not have been true, but it was. Early. But if he was that great, it wouldn't have been a consensus. That's what I'm saying, Trent.
Early, I think.
Whoa. Outside of 2015, niggas did not like Cam Newton in the league. Let's not do that.
But again, if he was that great, hear what I'm saying to you again, Trent. If he was that great, as the way we bring him up, it wouldn't have been no conversation. What I'm saying.
That's not true though, because Cam Newton was viewed, both of them viewed generational talents coming out of college, so that doesn't even like correlate.
And my only point is, I think that your comparison is actually very apt, but Tupac and Biggie are considered great rappers because they are great rappers, and then they also get a little bit of they left early tax as well. I think Andrew Luck was legitimately a great quarterback because he was so prototypical, because he could diagnose defenses, because he had the athleticism, because any throw that you wanted to on the field, he had the arm strength.
And Andrew Luck could easily be playing right now, 35, 36 years old, with no Super Bowls, no MVP. And now we're looking at him like, oh, damn,
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the basis is that this was a great quarterback that did leave too soon. And maybe
everybody ain't guaranteed them later Matthew Stafford years.
Yeah, no, but I mean, and to be fair, though, Russ doesn't have his ring because of how great a quarterback he does. It was because of how great a team that he was on. And I'm not saying that diminishes him in his career, because I think Russ has had a great career, but that is the reality. That's just the truth. Even when the defense left, Russell Wilson showed you why. That's when he was a peak quarterback. That's when he was at his peak as a quarterback, and that deep ball was special. His athleticism added a lot of dynamicism to that offense. But I don't think he was as complete a quarterback as Luck was.
Russ is the reason why guys like Tua, guys like Gabriel, guys like what's that other little nigga, Kyler Murray, like nigga. Russ was the first quarterback that was like, he is way too small. But we was like, whoa, that might not matter. That might not matter. If he's good enough.
Someone argue Breeze was before that. They were.
Yeah, but Breeze was still 6'1". Russ was like 5'10", 5'11". No,
I ain't gonna lie to Kyler Murray is an anomaly. I don't think he needed Russ to be in it. Kyler Murray would he's a freak athlete, bro. Listen here. The most winningest quarterback in one of the states that has the toughest high school football. I know that count for much, but he goes to college. He one-ups Baker Mayfield, the dude that won the Heisman the year before. His performance, he one-ups that, and then he gets to the league. I get it, bro. The NFL is just a different story, but I wouldn't think Kyler Murray.
Ain't no excuses this year. You got J.J. Jordan Addison, T.J. Hockey.
We'll see.
One of the better head coaches and offensive coordinators in the game. You better be good, or at least be somewhat good.
He's not even starting. J.D. McCarthy.
Ain't no way.
Kyler Murray is going to start for that Minnesota Vikings team. I can guarantee that.
We don't get Kyler Murray until McCarthy starting.
If I had to rank this at their best, I'm taking Deshaun. I'm taking Andrew Luck. I'm taking Russ, and I'm taking Herbert. I I was just a huge Deshaun fan, and then I thought Andrew Luck was supposed to be generational. If Andrew Luck was drafted to almost any other competent team that had an offensive line and didn't have to deal with Ryan Grigson, he might still be playing. But he was in a horrible situation, ridiculous situation.
Ironically, they became one of the better offensive line once he left.
Are we what?
They did. They invested heavily in it. Are we being unfair to Justin Herbert?
No, that's just he's a really good quarterback, but like who would he be in front of?
I'm just asking the question.
Nah, he like that.
Just asking the question.
He is like
Justin at his apex is, I mean, what's he, 38 touchdown QB with a credible.
I don't see the difference between him and Trevor Lawrence anymore, to be honest with you. Care if they cut their hair. I don't see the difference between the two of them quarterbacks anymore. They're on the same.
I think they're both good quarterbacks, but I've always said they're two sides of the same.
Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert, they're on the same.
One of them is way better than the other.
Hey, King, they jumped me a long time ago. I said that same take 2 years ago. I be early to the party.
Two white niggas with the same
They
man.
jumped me. I said that. I just said Trevor Lawrence is Justin Herbert that wins.
You haven't seen two white niggas with a long hair talking about the same.
They beat my legs. They beat my legs. They like beat his legs.
Wait, hold on, D-Mac. Let me clear this up.
Watch Trevor Lawrence in his Trevor Lawrence.
No.
Trevor Lawrence had a really good year.
No, hold on, y'all. No.
Justin Herbert has
Dak Prescott is not in conversations with any of these dudes. Dak is better than both of these dudes.
Yes, thank you.
He's not in these combos. Stop putting Dak in that combo.
Dak is closer to Joe Burrow than y'all want to talk about. I'll be honest.
Dak is closer to Mahomes than you want to talk about. Since we doing that, where Mahomes been? Where Mahomes been?
Hold on. What's the Joe Burrow tag? He's the best at quarterbacking in the National Football League. Dak Prescott can quarterback just as good as Joe Burrow can. And I don't think people give him enough credit for the fact that he can.
Let's do the last 2 years.
So does Joe Burrow.
Let's do the last 3 years, Mahomes versus Dak Prescott.
Yo, you want to, bro, it's like, I hate when niggas just swipe it. You don't view football like this. So
he's been better. He has been better, though. Since we're doing that, he has been better. No, stop saying my name. Has he not been better?
Who has Justin Herbert? Who gives a fuck?
No, he hasn't. Y'all, the thing is with Dak, this is what I'm getting. No, I'm not done. I'm not done. The thing is, hey, 12 p.m. I'm not done. 12 p.m. What I'm saying is,
12 p.m.
No, we're not. Not even close. Not even close. So, what I'm saying is, Dak Prescott, for some reason, people do not like this man. This man literally goes out and hoops all the time. Unless he's playing Denver. Literally, that's the only time I see him not be good. Unless he's playing versus a team that the Cowboys haven't beaten 35 years. He hooped versus everybody, and people still don't like him. Why? What does he do? What does he not do? He play for the Cowboys? Is that it? Is that it? That's a tax?
I think that's part of it.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. If he played somewhere where it wasn't that much pressure on him, and he could just be, because we know some niggas who've been playing good for years and they had to do shit. I like Kirk Cousins. If he played somewhere where the pressure wasn't on him, we would love that. Literally, there are some quarterbacks in the league who would play somewhere, won absolutely nothing, and because they put up good numbers, we have praised them.
Okay. Even though the Dak hate is OD force, why we act like we don't know why he gets hate?
Yeah, I think it's because
if Dak was putting up these numbers in Tennessee, he would be Warren Moon or rest in peace McNair.
Like I'm about to turn to Bama real quick. Like, bro, like I fuck with that, and we know Dak do get overhated, but we know why Dak got the hate that he did. Niggas is leading top offenses, high ass seeds, getting walked down or choking in the game. Like, why are we acting like that shit didn't happen?
Well, and this is the thing about me as far as Dak's playoff performance is every time I go through this, I'm like, I think that he's had bad games, he's had big games, he's had good games. And I think ultimately that you'll find a lot of quarterbacks have very similar records where they play at their level, sometimes below their level, and sometimes above their level. It's very rare that you get a quarterback that is a consistent playoff riser. It's a very, thing that's hard to find. The thing about me for Dak and the Cowboys as a large, I've never seen the Cowboys team, or I've seen them in specific matchups where I've been like, yeah, man, they should not have lost that game under any circumstances, because a lot of these games that people point to of saying, hey, they lost, I'm like, yeah, they probably should have. There's a reason why. Specifically that Green Bay game, I was like, that Green Bay team is better than them. I wasn't surprised in the least that they were able to beat it because I knew that they had no child to strap on the run, and Matt LaFleur was going to take their lunch money on that side of the ball. That's exactly what happened. And I'm not saying that excuses the playoff performances, but a lot of times when people point to that, I'm like, hey, I don't see the Cowboys team that should have been in the Super Bowl that people point to. That's just how I look at it personally when I evaluate what happens in the playoffs, particularly. But that gets Cowboys hate.
That 12-19 game versus the Niners, though, that was bad.
That was nasty. It was nasty. But I also thought the Niners were a better team.
I say the Packers.
He threw 2 super chats, one to Fred Warner, and then he threw another super chat. With that I'm talking about. You can't do that, bro. Especially when you got a clean pocket. Like you can't throw super chats to the defense when you got a clean pocket. Like
super chats is hilarious.
Super chats is hilarious.
But for real though,
like super chats.
Like, but it was bad. So I can see why Dak does get hate. You know what I mean? But to be honest, if we give a lot of quarterback passes like the Herberts, the Kirk Cousins passes for regular season. We get them passes for being good regular season quarterbacks. You gotta throw that.
But that's not the reason they lost to Green Bay, though. Green Bay, Michael Parsons to them is the reason why they lost that game.
No, I'm not tripping on Green Bay. I'm just saying that has had some playoff games.
That was their defense. Their defense is the one that let them go in.
Bullshit.
Their defense. No. Their defense
Their
was getting. No, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Their defense, you can blame
for the 49ers, but you're not blaming him for the Green Bay game. No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Wait,
It's not happening. It's not happening. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. No, it's not. It's not. I watched the whole game.
If Josh Allen played that exact game in the first half, you would say they lost the game.
I watched. No. Let me tell you this. I picked the Packers going into the game because I knew they were going to run through that fake defense they had on the other end. They were getting housed, and they couldn't get a stop. Dak wasn't great, but it was 3 and outs. Yeah, but it was 3 and outs in the first half. That defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. They were getting ran through. Michael Parsons put a 0-0-0, a Tony Snell stat line. A Tony Snell stat line in the game.
This nigga of all people doing this Cape Fest for Dak is crazy.
It's not Cape. It's not Cape. I'm saying that one game. I said that one game. That's all I said.
The defense was bad. I wholeheartedly agree.
That was the main issue.
Like Dak Prescott wasn't throwing.
But who said that? I said the main issue was their defense. Trey, that's the problem with you. You don't listen.
No.
Clean your ears out.
The main
Trey,
issue was the
machines that can clean the wax out of your ear.
The main issue especially in the first half.
No, it was the defense.
Not up so much was because of the offense. It was so fucking terrible.
The defense. It was the defense. It was the defense. It was the defense.
Garbage.
It was the defense was the primary engine why they were getting ran through like that.
And then he threw a pick.
I saw it. I'm with you. I agree with you. But it was. I'm saying that game was the defense's fault for the majority of the game. The 49ers game, blame Dak for the 49ers game. I'm with you.
Who put them in the race again? Get all
the defense. I'm not rewriting this history. I was right about that game for a reason because they couldn't stop anybody.
And Dak he threw 2 picks that led to touchdowns. 2 of them.
I wish we could watch the entirety of the game on YouTube so we can see what exactly happened in that game. The defense was by far the reason. By far.
Niggas throwing dots to the defense multiple times, talking about some defense. Like, swipe it. It's
Dak in that game, Dak contributed to them being down because of the 2 first-half picks. I will not take that away from him. I'm just saying, when I went into that game, I was like, look, they ain't got a shot in the hell of stopping this Packers offense on the ground. I just know that they don't. So the fact that I'm
watching CeeDee Lamb just dropped another ball. Look at that. 3rd and 8. Dak throws a dime. CeeDee Lamb, brick.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, look. I know what the truth is.
I know he's not doing this right now.
The stats say 9 drops, but I'm going to tell my kids in 2025, CeeDee Lamb dropped 28 passes, y'all. That's just a lie.
And then Brandon Cooks in his T-Rex.
I've seen CeeDee Lamb drop 9 passes in one game.
Not hearing this from you, bro.
Brandon Cooks in his T-Rex arms, the ball was right in front of him. He couldn't get his arms out. He had T-Rex arms.
If this was any other quarterback that Swiper don't like, he would be saying the same shit.
I like Josh Allen. I just think the way y'all talk about Josh. The way y'all talk about Josh is the reason why I'm not with that. The way y'all treat Josh, y'all treat him with kid gloves. baby gloves. You can't actually talk about him. You can't talk about his game. You can't talk about his fallibles. You can't talk about him in playoff games after the first round.
Swiper. If we're being real,
what are you saying my name for?
You're on the opposite side. You're Lamar Jackson FC, who does the same thing. Both fan bases do the same niggas.
I criticize Lamar. Brother Trent, you of
all niggas talk about criticizing Lamar Jackson.
I do. 100%. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. The issue is, I just think Lamar's better than Josh. That's all I said. That's literally all I said.
The same way how you saying that, you think that the Josh Allen people, you can't criticize them, this and that. You're on the other side of the part of the Lamar Jackson FC.
No, it's not at all. I said he needed to be better in the first half versus the Bills. I said it multiple times. Now what?
Swiper. Now
you're clapping and twerking for the views again. You're lying. I absolutely criticize him. I absolutely criticized him for the first half. I also said he was great in the second half. That was true. I said he outplayed Josh Allen in that game, which is true. Now what?
What is that? Gang.
Is that not true? Is it not true?
Michael, what does that
answer the question directly? Trent, answer the question directly. Was he better than Josh Allen in that game?
What does that have to do with what I just said, though?
I'm asking the question.
I'm saying, though, you can ask that question, but what is
okay? Answer the question. Then you want me to answer your question? Answer my question.
Okay, I'll say yes. Cool.
Okay, that's it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said.
What does that have to do with what I said?
Can I criticize him for the first half? He was bad in the first half. I said this multiple times.
It's not about criticizing. You try.
Well, then what are you yapping about?
Because you try to make it seem like you be so objective about Lamar when niggas talk about it. Because the minute niggas
he hasn't been great in the playoffs. I've already said this. Now what? Keep moving. What's next?
You satisfied.
What's next? No, but Trent, my issue is that you talk about him in that Titans game. People say it was his fault why they lost. I completely disagree with that. Trent, did I say you? Did I say people? People, individuals, generalities. Because people are lying. That's the issue. I don't let you all lie about Lamar. That's all this is.
Like I said, and
then you be clapping and twerking and doing all the things for Patrick Mahomes. You do that all the time.
They all do, Swiper.
All day.
Can you talk about him? Look at D-Mac's face.
Why is Mahomes get thrown in this? I thought you were on different conversation.
Early, tell the story. Tell the world how they were treating me for being objective about Mahomes last year. Early, tell that story.
Listen. You get in so many circles of y'all who love Patrick Mahomes, and you can't say nothing bad about him. That even if you if you're going to tell me Patrick Mahomes hasn't been declining in the last 2 or 3 years, then you're just lying. And you're a Patrick Mahomes fan, and you worry about the Super Bowls and what he's been in the past. But as of recently, you cannot tell me definitively because of his past resume, Patrick Mahomes is still number one. When we have QB conversations, we're still putting Patrick Mahomes number one. And niggas say this until further notice. He got to show me he ain't number one.
Played better, Lamar played better, Josh played better, Nick has played better. Sam Darnold played better.
What?
Wait, hold on.
That's crazy to say.
Hold on, D-Mac. Hold on.
Insane. No, that's fucking insane. Did you just say Bo Nix has played better?
He's not playing better. He's seen him.
This is. We always say Bo Nix. Shout out to Swiper. Just to save her, Swiper. Don't try and save her. Did you just say Bo Nix played better than Patrick Mahomes?
Bo Nix played better than Patrick Mahomes the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
that's fucking insane. That is absolutely bad shit crazy. Like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Show me one objective measurement that says that is true.
Hey, how about this?
I can't prove it. I just said it. I can't prove it. I just said I can't prove it. Okay, that's all I need to hear. I'm glad that you were just able to admit that I can't prove it. I just said it. Doesn't matter. I have nothing to base it.
Prove it right now. How about this? Every time, hey D-Mac, shut up. Every time he's seen Mahomes, he's outplayed. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time he's not playing. Every single time. Now what?
He hasn't answered the question. Give me the objective measure that because her statement was over the last 2 years, Bo Nix is playing Patrick Mahomes. Prove it to me.
He did this last year. I proved it last year. I proved it last year. How about this?
Over the last 2 years, tell me the sample size.
Hold on, Trent. Watch this.
Please show it to me. Give me the number that shows.
Who was better last year? Mahomes or Bo Nix? Last year. Who was better last year? Just Mahomes or Bo Nix?
You want to just play?
In the playing. Yeah, in the playing.
Hold on. Okay,
No, Trent. No, let me say it. Trent, I just want to answer to the question.
Answer the question, by the way.
No, just answer the question.
But
you haven't answered my question.
You answer D-Mac question first.
You haven't answered my question. Show me the number over the last 2 years that says Bo Nix has played better than Patrick Mahomes, because that was her statement.
Better in the fourth quarter. Better in the fourth quarter. Better in the clutch. Better in the moments.
Show me the numbers. Show me the numbers. You're just saying things. They're not actually tangible. Show me the numbers. Show me the numbers.
Better fourth quarter numbers.
Show me the numbers. You're just saying things.
Let me look at D-Mac getting emotional.
D-Mac getting emotional. Talking about niggas twerking. This nigga's twerking for Bo Nix.
I'm just asking you a question you're not answering. That's the problem. You're just answering the question. Not over the race. Not over the race.
Wait, D-Mac, you know what's crazy? The first thing he brought up was head-to-head. I guess Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes now.
He is. He outplayed him in the Super Bowl. He did. He did.
This is what you want to say. No. If you want to say that he's better because of head-to-head.
Time out. Wait, time out.
So then we can objectively say.
Time out.
We can objectively say. Guess what? Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, right? That means Patrick Mahomes is better than
just
I gotta control this. No, I'm sure control.
You can't mute me. I can unmute myself.
Wait a minute.
Again, you're just not going to just.
Let's get it controlled.
Because you're not just. Let's
get it controlled. Let me ask this question.
Be honest about something.
Hold on, D-Mac. Let me just set it up. I want to ask the group. Okay, that's it.
Let's have a conversation.
Hold on, D-Mac.
D-Mac on your ass.
Let me set the question up. Let me set the question up.
Because we're speeding past things. Because you just no. Trent asked a question. Trent said, "Hey, Jalen Hurts has beaten him in the Super Bowl.
Head to head, yes. Head to head. Yeah,
you said yes. That means he is better. Time out. So you said that means he's better, right?
No.
So that means that's
he's better head to head. That's all I said.
I'm trying to hold Swiper accountable, and he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't exist in accountability lane.
I know, Trent. Was he better head to head? He was. He's not a better.
I don't know. That's not no.
He's not a better quarterback than Mahomes. I hear you.
You retract that statement. Okay, no, because we're going to keep this up.
By the way, y'all finally got D-Mac. Y'all finally are seeing the real D-Mac. You how he was all last year.
You retracted the statement. I'm glad you backpedaled.
I know this.
And we got somebody talking
about this all year. D-Mac into week 12.
It's a bad segment. Come on, guys.
Was worse than Bo Nix.
Hold on.
I also said,
I want you to be able to answer the question over the last 2 years.
For the clips.
Show me the number. Patrick Mahomes is better than Bo Nix. Show me that number, please. The last 2 years.
Their numbers are literally identical to one another. What are you talking
about? Show it to me.
Oh, you're talking to Kenya.
Please.
They're literally identical to one another. 2024, Patrick Mahomes only threw 200 more yards than Bo Nix. They have similar passer rating.
Only threw. Go ahead.
Patrick Mahomes has more interceptions.
I don't know why you running from me and going to Kenya. I was right about last year.
I already got you to back up.
I already did. Mahomes last year.
No, he was not. No, he was not. He was not.
He was choked in the middle of the game.
It's just not true.
He choked. And multiple
he choked. You were dropping passes in the end zone. He's returning interceptions.
Do you know how many dropped passes
when they dropped
the Broncos had? Do you have any idea how many
that Travis Kelce was dropping that turned into interceptions for other teams? That's his choke.
In versus Denver, did he choke at the end of the game or not? Did he choke or not?
He didn't have a good.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. But Bo Nix won.
But I don't. But here's the thing, Swiper. Here's the problem. Swiper. You had a conversation about this, and I told you what it was. I have no problem saying that. I have no problem saying when Bo Nix was able to outplay him in those 2 games. I have no problem admitting that because he did. But to say that Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes are close, or that Bo Nix was better, it's
last season he was better last season.
That's absolutely
he was better last year.
No way that better. That's insane.
Just be objective.
That's not true. It's just
true.
That's what I'm saying. It just doesn't make sense.
Who was better last year?
It does not make sense.
Who was better last year,
I'm literally looking at the numbers right now. Bo Nix threw for 3,900 yards.
Who was better last year, Bama?
11 interceptions, 87 pass rating, Patrick Mahomes, passing yards, 22 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 89 pass rating. Bo Nix was better.
It's a great thing that we have eyes and watch it when niggas do on the field, though, because niggas can read us.
Yeah, what I saw on the field was Bo Nix was a better quarterback. He was a better quarterback.
Trent,
Unfortunately,
get back on screen.
I don't know Mahomes' best. I don't know Mahomes' best game.
I'm asking.
I'm saying those. I don't know. I'm saying no. What is like? Because
he didn't have one.
He didn't have one game.
Don't y'all niggas value winning?
Bo Nix won more than him last year. What are you talking about?
That he won. They're saying that he.
Brent, you don't care about winning, so don't you dare do that.
No, I said y'all. I said y'all. I said y'all. Y'all the niggas who be, oh, you got to win in the playoffs, this and that. And then you niggas is bringing up niggas like Joe Burrow, who ain't been in the playoffs. This nigga, I had fucking worms in my head instead of long ass dreads. Like what
We're talking about last season?
What is y'all criteria for niggas being the best quarterback in the league?
Oh no! This is ridiculous.
I'm
the best
It's
quarterback in the league.
I'll tell you that right now. It's not head to head.
I'm asking y'all niggas.
We're not talking about the best quarterback in the league.
One day, hold on, time out. One day, y'all niggas value winning and all this bullshit.
No, Trent, I'm tired. I'm tired of you moving it. You shut up. I'm tired of you moving it. No. I'm tired of you moving it. We're not talking about that.
Swiper, shut it up. I'm gonna ask you again. What? Because again,
this is not the best quarterback in the league.
Swiper, shut up. You've been talking this entire time. One week, y'all niggas value this winning shit all the time, and then now when it comes to Mahomes, all y'all niggas do is evaluate individual play because Mahomes is finally starting to have some down years. So what the fuck is the criteria?
Skill set. What you do.
Yeah, tell me what Bo Nix does. Tell me what Bo Nix does better than
Niggas talking about skill set. Bo fucking Nix can never compare to Patrick fucking Mahomes.
I would love to hear that. What does Bo Nix do on a
But
football field?
that wasn't even. You just completely changed the whole conversation. That's not even what we were talking about. We were just talking about who was better last year.
Okay, no way, but hold on. This is like I do. He always bring up. He talking about fine, man. Patrick Mahomes had his worst season this year. Okay, fine.
He did?
Cool. That is perfectly fine. What the fuck does that still matter when he's still a top 3 quarterback in the fucking league?
But he hasn't
we're not
like
having
that
that conversation.
Years. That was kind of the point we were trying to make.
By the way, Patrick Mahomes was a MVP candidate this year for a reason.
He was garbage in 24. He was garbage in 24.
Like Justin Jefferson.
No, wait, no, hold on. Yo, wait, time out. Wait. Everybody stop. Trent, you yourself said he was mid as crap in 24. You said that. And I just want you to know. In 24, you yourself said that Patrick Mahomes was mid in 2024, correct?
To his standards.
No, I'm not talking to you.
To his standards. No. He started the first 10 games under 500.
No,
early picks and touchdown like the first 10 games.
I want to ask one by one.
I said that's when it started to decline. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Emma, hold on. D-Mac, stop. I'm coming around to you. D-Mac, was Mahomes mid in 2024?
To start the year or throughout the entirety of the year?
The season.
No, I don't think he was mid to his standards, but no, he was still a top 10 quarterback.
Okay. Bama, was he mid in 2024? Early, was he mid in 2024?
Absolutely.
All right. I just want you to realize
how is a top 10
No. Stop, D-Mac, because this is nonsense. We had this conversation for months, and Bama said himself that the last 2 years for Mahomes, he's been mid. All of a sudden, his answer is different because he literally had, to Early's point, the first half of the year. It was garbage.
But I'm saying
and then he was good the last stretch of the year.
If that defense was so good last year, like you get fooled by that record last year, but that defense held it down.
The defense was awful. The defense was terrible.
Wrong year. That defense
wrong year.
The defense was fucking trash. Why would you lie like that? I had to watch that defense.
We clipped it. What was it, Trent? I think it was like 2022. It was like 1 year, like where Patrick Mahomes was like, "Yeah, I give you, he was bad." But one of the other years, like he wasn't that bad. He was like his standard. Or whatever, but
it's this year. It's this year, bro.
Literally,
Trent, you said yourself he was mid in 24. So why are we doing this?
Even this year, the 24. I think 24 last year was clearly better than what the fuck I see from this year. This year, okay, I understand.
But this was a bad year, though. That wasn't a mid year.
What are we really saying here? Because nigga is still a top quarterback in the game.
No, bro, that's not what we're talking about, Trent.
Bro, what? Okay, hold on. Okay, that's my thing, D-Mac. Hold on, because D-Mac, you knew. We've been said for this year, 2025 Patrick Mahomes, the nigga wasn't good. What the fuck is the point now?
But he hasn't been good for 3 years.
Because she made a
He
statement.
hasn't been good for 3 years. That's the point.
Okay, cool. But Trent, she made a statement that the last 2 years she thinks Bo's been better. If you want to say 24, I know, Trent. Hold on. If you want to take 24 off, cool. He was objectively better last year. Wasn't a conversation.
Okay. Is he better than him now?
No, because this is what I'm not gonna lie. This is what I hate about what y'all do. I hate what y'all do. Y'all want to move the conversation to who would you rather take overall? Is he overall?
Because that wasn't right.
The combo. Play better, Ninja.
Okay, here's the fucking problem.
All right, so now this year, if he's batting in this year, now what?
Here's the issue. You don't. Do you have Bo Nix over Patrick Mahomes right now?
I never said that. That wasn't my claim either.
What's the point?
I don't care.
No, that's a bad point. That's a bad point.
He said he outplayed him when he played against him.
That's a bad point.
This is my point.
Never pointed a combo for me.
No, this is my point. Yes, there could be people who had a better season than Patrick Mahomes in this last season.
Woo boy. Okay, so Mahomes has another down year this year. Now what? Oh well, he's still the best. He's still the best. 4 years in a row. 4 years in a row. If he has another bad down year this year, now
what? Would it be 4 years in a row? You just trying to have fucking years? Probably had 3
years in a row. 3 years in a row. 3. No. If he is an average quarterback for 3 straight years, which it will be the third year. Now what?
Throwing years in there for the hell of it is hilarious.
No, we're not throwing
I'm not letting you about 24.
Average.
I'm not letting you about 24, bro. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, he's been average with also bottom 6 weapons too.
Oh my
Kelsey's aging.
There we go. There they go.
No,
There they go.
Y'all can argue but
there they go.
But it's
so
true, bro.
over that excuse. That excuse is over.
I'm
Okay, so let's
quarterback with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Oh yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Now we're gonna bring a my quarterback with the bottom of the line and the shitty ass defense. I wish we had
Did Bama lie? Did Bama lie? Did he lie?
Take me to hold the ball down.
Did Bama lie?
Hey. Lamar Jackson got
We have to have it right
with Sweed or whatever his name is as a starting quarter. As a
Did
starting
Bama lie though? Did Bama lie? No.
but still.
So if Bama didn't lie, what are y'all getting the fuss for? I'm not gonna lie. What are we getting? If he didn't lie.
We're not talking about my quarterback. We're not talking about my quarterback.
Let me do this. So let's
just
go ahead.
If I would have told you, don't get me wrong, Travis Kelce's phenomenal, probably top 5 tight end of all time. But if I told you he was going to win a Super Bowl versus the Eagles with Rashee Rice as his receiver number 1 and Juju Smith-Schuster, Corvette, bro, y'all look at me like I'm crazy.
He still got outplayed by Jalen Hurts, so it doesn't even matter. Good for him.
He's still phenomenal to win the game on a hurt ankle. That doesn't matter.
No, he outplayed him in 2022, but that's a different conversation. Let me go.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
I'm out. Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
He did not. No, he didn't.
He absolutely did. He was better.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he absolutely did.
No, he didn't.
Never mind the fact that Jalen Hurts made the biggest mistake.
I get D-Mac in the fan. Can we simplify D-Mac?
Every time he brings that up, I watch that play. I'm like, you know what?
Let me take the fan stuff out of it. Let's just go by the numbers.
You're never gonna not be a stan.
You can tell by your voice.
No, I'm telling you. Let me go by the numbers. Bo Nix and Patrick Mahomes over the last 2 years. Let me just do this comparison for you guys. Bo Nix, 60. No, we're gonna do it. 64.8% completion percentage. Patrick Mahomes has been 65.3. Patrick Mahomes is better. 227 yards per game for Bo Nix. 250 yards per game for Patrick Mahomes. 5.2 TD percentage for Patrick Mahomes, 4.6 TD percentage.
TD percentage?
Yes, the percentage of passes you have that result in a touchdown. It's very similar.
TD percentage?
Yes.
I ain't never heard that, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I never heard that one. That's a new one. I ain't never heard that.
When a guy, hold on.
What are the total touchdowns? What are the total touchdowns? No, I don't care. What are the total touchdowns?
You come on, stop. No, don't do that. Let him finish it. Don't do that.
Allow me to finish the statement.
Don't do that.
This is simply for the fact that Mahomes has missed his games over the last 2 years, and I'm willing to admit that. I'm only doing 2D percentage to be able to level that out. It's very simple as far as that is concerned. Interception percentage, actually identical. 2% for Bo Nix, 2% for Patrick Mahomes. So they're even as far as that is concerned. A 91 quarterback rate, or I should say 91 passer rating for Patrick Mahomes, 90 passer rating for Bo Nix. QBR for Bo Nix is 50. QBR for Patrick Mahomes is 70 over the last 2 years. Now, those are just the standard, very run-of-the-mill stats because I know people are going to hate what I say the next two ones. 0.199 EPA per play for Patrick Mahomes, 0.096 EPA per play for Bo Nix, and a 45% success rate for Bo Nix, and Patrick Mahomes had a 50% success rate. I say all that to say there is no standard in which you could say that Patrick Mahomes has been a worse quarterback than Bo Nix over the last 2 years. Just none. I just wanted to get out of that way so that we can put this on the record, and there was no way to argue it as far as that's concerned. Swiper, if you have an issue with TD percentage, that's fine. It's a very simple stat. It's literally just
what is the total
this
touchdowns?
Is your amount of touchdowns, and this
just for a question for the audience, what are the total touchdowns?
I think Bo Nix has 2 more total touchdowns as far as that is
concerned.
concerned.
What is the number? What is the number? I'm saying what is the number?
I can tell you what the number is. I'm verifying the number. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. Chad, that's funny. Yeah, the chat will swipe my ass off. Now swiping to act like he don't know these things.
I don't give a damn what y'all talking about. Talking football. Now what?
I don't really. The TD percentage is not something we really bring up. But I'm gonna say this though, D-Mac. For you personally, 2023. Do you think Patrick Mahomes had a good season? 2023.
Middle of the pack in 2023 by the numbers.
So that's mid. That's mid. That's mid. You said middle of the pack, mid. 2024.
Now wait. Now to be clear.
Now come on, D-Mac. You said middle of the pack. Let's move on.
But this is important to think. Are we including playoffs in this, or are we talking about regular season?
We talking about just regular season for right now.
I think 2023.
Okay, that's fine. I'm fine with that. The 2023 mid, fine by that.
All right, cool. 2024. I
think he was objectively top 10 quarterback across the board. Good quarterback. That there's no. If you want to say below his standards, that's perfectly fine. But he's I don't know what else to tell you other than that. He just was good quarterback.
So again, we're gonna act like he didn't literally the first 8 to 10 games. He literally was more picks than
it wasn't 8 to 10 games. It was more like the first 6. He struggled in the first 6 games, and then he turned it on for the last one.
I'm not gonna lie. 2023.
That's what happened.
If you're talking about the playoff running, nigga was actually good. So.
That's why I said. That's what I said. If you want to,
we talking about the game and totality. We talking about
the regular season.
He won a Super Bowl with a mid-ass offensive cast. Yes, he was good.
This is so funny. This is a conversation. Early, I know you've been in there, but we had the same fighting facts as that's a bunch of times.
You got the wrong year.
Because if you look at the entirety of the season,
he wasn't talking about that.
He was really good in 2023 by the time when it came to the end of it of what it needed to do to win the Super Bowl. Because that playoff run, he was fucking excellent. That's a fact. He was excellent in that playoff run.
All right, do the next year. Do the next year.
So 2024, you think 2024? You think he was the top 10 quarterback?
Yeah, he was, and literally across the board, he was a top 10 quarterback.
Okay,
2025.
Now, mind you, the answer is yes. I think he was good, but mind you, he was literally a MVP candidate.
I'm not gonna lie. When you talk like that. What can I do with you, D?
What do you want me to say? He was top 10 across the board.
Wait, when was he an MVP candidate? When was he
early in the season?
Wait, no, Trent. Wait a minute. You're saying last year he was an MVP candidate? I'm not done. What does that have to do with this conversation when we watched him play?
I was mentioning it.
We watched the games.
That's fine. I watched the game too. I saw how many times Travis Kelce dropped an interception and ended up in the first name.
I also saw how many
I saw that happen. I saw the fact that Xavier Worthy was out of the lineup. I saw that they were shuffling things as far as left tackle.
I'm not gonna lie. If we're doing injuries,
they refuse to play.
If we're doing injuries at the skill position, if we're comparing players and injuries at the skill position, I saw how bad Andy Reid's passing game concepts were. I saw all of those things.
Okay,
so if you want to have a conversation about what I evaluate on offense, that's a totally different conversation.
Who do you think?
I'm trying to give you objective measures.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now I was asking, who are the quarterbacks do you think that's better than Patrick Mahomes? Like just in totality.
Well, this is first off, I don't even want to have that combo because Kenya says something. I'm trying to end this conversation. She thinks Bo Nix better than us 2 years. I
already proved objectively.
No. You shut up. I'm talking. Let me finish.
Why did Joe Burrow get in this conversation?
I didn't make the argument for 24.
Okay.
I said that Bo Nix better than 20. I said 2025. I said 2025 Bo Nix was better. That's what I said.
Okay, whatever. Okay, cool. Okay, right. So, Kenya, why do you have Joe Burrow over Mahomes?
I didn't say that.
I thought you said been playing, but Kenya, you literally told me Joe Burrow
playing better. I said playing better, but I don't have an over.
We don't have
to conversation.
By the way, through the first 8 games, by the way, D-Mac, He was 9-10.
Whoa,
So yeah,
wait, time out.
picks,
Can you
9
really-
TDs, 10 picks.
No,
So you lied.
2024, bro, because I can't talk about 2025, bro. He really played. I was only talking about who played better in that specific season. 2024 Burrow clears 2025 Patrick Mahomes. And
You know who else cleared 2024 Patrick Mahomes? Lamar Jackson.
It's
Lamar
his best
Jackson.
season ever.
Also, Josh Allen.
Well, that's fine.
You're comparing.
I never said I had him over him, though. You're talking about two completely different things right now. You keep trying to change the conversation.
Joe Burrow. You literally said Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the league. But that's an account for another day. Because you literally said
my quarterback. Of course I'm going to say that. He's my quarterback.
That's the same thing D-Mac does. You don't get on D-Mac about it.
D-Mac, at least I got these.
You don't have any of those.
I got these.
The last time you were in a meaningful game, it was 37-0 the third quarter.
Swiper? I sent your quarterback home. I sent her quarterback home. I sent your quarterback.
Who did you send home? Who did you send home?
Your guy.
Yeah,
Your guy.
In
his house. In his house.
Can I divide you now? Hey, how you know? Hold up. This how you know
who did he send home?
Start doing that. I beat you, and I have Super Bowl shit. That's not
because he brought up the head first early.
Let me ask some questions.
Who's my quarterback?
D-Mac, let me ask you because you said in 2024.
Bring it up because
D-Mac, you said it.
Early. Who was he talking about?
Your boy.
D-Mac. You said in 2024.
Bro, he didn't do it the ball. That's the whole point.
Let it go. Hold up. D-Mac. You said in 2024, Patrick Mahomes was top 10. I'm going to name some quarterbacks. Was he better than Joe Burrow?
No.
Was he better than Baker Mayfield that year?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
No.
41-16, he better than Baker Mayfield that year.
Better than Baker Mayfield that year.
Oh, my God.
We talking about 2024, though, Bama.
Yes, 2024, Baker Mayfield, he was better than, yes.
Was he better than Lamar Jackson?
No.
Was he better than Jared Goff?
Yes, he was better than Jared Goff.
Oh my God!
See,
by the numbers, though.
By what metrics?
If you can sit Patrick Mahomes in the pocket between that offensive line,
my
run the ball to Jameer Gibbs and throw it to the
can't move the goalpost, man.
that would be awesome. I
think early though. What that
early? You wanted to say this? It's not you.
But D-Mac, I think that was Jeff Goff's best season. What he passed for like 4,600,
37-12, bro.
Yeah.
Was he better than Sam Darnold that year?
Yes, he was better than Sam Darnold that year.
That's like 4,200
better than Sam
that
Darnold that year,
bro.
Yeah. Was he better than Bo Nix that year?
Who?
Well, nah,
Was he better than Bo Nix that year?
No.
We already did this over the last 2 years. He's been better than
Bo Nix was 29-10, by the way. Was he better than Josh Allen that year, the MVP?
No.
And Josh Allen's better.
Was he better than his name? Was he better than Jamin Daniels that year?
Jaden Daniels?
Jaden Daniels that year?
Jaden Daniels.
I'm sorry, McDaniels been killing the Nuggets. I'm sorry, bro.
You think of J-Mac. I don't have any problem with Jaden Daniels only because I know how much Daniels had
Yes
on
or no?
that Washington Commanders.
Yes or no?
Yes or no?
Yes or no? It's a no.
Damn, allow me to answer the fucking question.
Cause you ain't
get about the Chiefs. Bama, you see how he gets about the Chiefs?
I have
This is
no problem about
disgusting.
saying yes. You
He want to interrupt everybody else.
Hold on.
I'm the same way about Alabama.
Allow me to say yes or no. Jesus, I can give a little context. Golly. Yes, the answer is yes. I think Jane Daniels was better in 2024 regular season. Got no problem with that. I just wanted to explain why I felt that way.
Oh, I can't wait. This
So you're
season
cool with Jay McDaniels. I mean, you're cool with
goodness.
Jay Daniels, but you're not gonna give me Sam Darnold. You're not gonna give me Jared Goff, and you're not gonna give me Baker Mayfield.
Okay, every single one of them quarterbacks you just named was better than Patrick
Them
Mahomes.
boys
Like,
were operating with. Oh my
Every
god!
Every single one of them quarterbacks was better than him.
Was he better? Hold on.
Environments
Was
for the
he-
boys was crazy.
Okay. Was he better than Jordan Love that year?
Ooh, Jordan
I'm
Love
happy
was
to give you that one.
Jordan
I'm
Love
happy
was
to give you that one.
D-Mac's an EPA merchant, so no, he wasn't.
No,
he was not.
It's not just EPA per play, but there are other things as far
What's
as that.
touchdown percentage? What was touchdown percentage that year?
Yeah, I mean, literally the touchdowns that you have thrown over the passing attempts. It's a very revolutionary stat. I
Touchdown
understand it's a
percentage.
little weird to do it.
I know we haven't talked about that on the show at all.
Divide two numbers and multiply it by 100.
Touchdown
It's not
percentage.
difficult. I understand. It's a little weird. I get it. I understand. It's a little weird.
Well, you stop bringing it again. I understand that is a stat, but it's not a stat.
Hey, by the way, early.
But if you gotta bring it up to help your case, man,
don't let him lie to you.
It's just
Don't let him lie to
touchdown
you
per
because he literally said going into the season and once Mahomes got all his weapons back, oh, it's up now. Mahomes got all his weapons back. He got a top 10 receiving core. And I'm not done. Let me finish.
I did not say top 10 receiving core. Don't lie. Don't lie.
Receiving core in the league. He got Worthy. He got Rice. He got Kelsey. He got all these people. And then, by the way, just so you know, early, When we went into week 12, he was standing on his nuts saying that, look at the Bo Nix versus the Jets. You think they're going to do that versus the Chiefs? What are they going to do versus the Chiefs? And then Mahomes got punked, and he went quiet.
He did not get punked.
He got punked.
He did not get punked.
He had 3 opportunities to end the game with a win, and he got punked. Didn't even get a first down.
We talking about the Jaguars, right?
I have no problem.
The Jaguars game?
No. He's talking about the Broncos game. I have no problem.
He got punked the Jaguars game too.
He sure did. Texans too.
Yes,
Trevor Lawrence significantly outplayed him. Significantly outplayed him.
He didn't have his 2 tackles. And
no,
there you go.
Okay, all right.
Exactly. If you great, you great. Stop moving the goalposts. If you great, you great.
Hold on. Time out. 1 second. Hold on. So I want no, Trent. 1 second, because I want to make sure that we.
Trent, no, you are not going to do this, Trent. You're not going to be the best
before we go into this season. I just want to be clear about this. Are we going to be talking football, or we're not going to be talking football? Because if you're going up against the Texans defense and you don't have your 2 starting tackles, that is a major disadvantage.
Bo Nix had injuries on the offensive.
Can I ask you something?
No. I need these 2
cool tackles.
So I to answer the question.
Cool tackles.
Super important. Is that not a major disadvantage?
I get it. I'm saying you got it. We move on.
Are we talking? Are we? No, I need them to answer. Are we talking football or not?
Okay,
Sniper, don't call Trent. Answer my question.
I'm answering the question.
No, don't call Trent.
Injuries all season last year on the offensive. I didn't get no pass. Bo Nix was throwing to his 4th receiver. I didn't get no pass for that, Trent.
So was Mahomes. What does that mean? I'm talking about this specific matchup. Are we where you're missing your 2 top tackles
versus the Texans? Sure, it does. Of course.
Okay, so I'm saying, are we? So then, don't act all crazy when I bring it up.
So do you think? So
I'm going to remember this. I have no problems with saying that Bo Nix outplayed him. I have no problems with saying T-Law outplayed him.
To Troy Franklin, by the way,
So D-Mac, for what you know, D-Mac, for what you know of Patrick Mahomes,
right? Add context about evaluation.
D-Mac, I got you. For what you know of Patrick Mahomes, D-Mac,
make sure you do it.
For what you know, D-Mac, for what you know of Patrick Mahomes, can you say he's been a top 3 to 5 quarterback in the last 3 years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not even close. Because you're including what he's done in the playoffs, in which he was excellent 2023, was better in 2024 in that standpoint. Absolutely. Not
just do 2 years. Just do 2 years.
You got one nigga who in the you got one nigga.
If you're saying since 2023, you can definitively say Patrick Mahomes been a top 3 to 5 quarterback, bro. You're just not being real, bro. You're not being real, bro.
No. You know why though? Because the nigga that we all got in our top 5s the last 3 years only has 1 healthy season. And we all still got his top 5. And he hasn't been in the playoffs since 2022.
Joe Burrow.
Big Burrow. So, yeah, you can definitely say that.
Because niggas want to make a lot of exceptions for these other quarterbacks that ain't won shit. But
I can definitely make an exception for a nigga who went back to back. You can definitely make a nigga. What are we doing? What are we talking about? That doesn't make any sense. Niggas can throw all this context in the world for Josh Allen's, the Lamars, the Joe Burrows.
Who makes context for all these people? No, I'm asking on the show. Who makes the context?
You're going to give me type.
Who makes the context?
We all do it.
Again, I want to be clear about this. I was already doing this.
Since 2021, niggas been doing the Burrow O-line gimmick since 2021.
Yes. And we also did it for Mahomes last year. On this show, we did it.
Can I D-Mac, one more time? D-Mac. I'm going to ask you one more time, D-Mac, because you said it before. I'm going to ask you one more time. I said Patrick Mahomes got carried by his defense 2024. What say you?
You would say 2023. 2023 defense was awful.
So 2024, they were number 4 defense. The fuck are you talking about?
They were awful in
2023. What the fuck are you talking about? They were number 4 defense. They were number 4. What are you talking about? They were number 4.
So early.
What is that? Number 4.
He's talking about 2024. This is the problem, early. The offense that we ran in 2024 was so ball control heavy to make sure that we protected that defense. It was insane. And I understand why this sounds kind of crazy, but it is a fact that I've had a problem with this defense for years now. They do not rush the passer extremely well. That's why we were one of the worst 3rd down defenses last year. Could not get off the field no matter what. And we had such a weakness as far as the second level athleticism wise. It wasn't even close. So to answer your question, no, the defense did not come close to carry them in 2024. That is not true.
Your offense was 16, and your defense was number 4, but one didn't carry the other. Your offense was 16, and your defense was ranked 4, and they didn't carry.
I'm telling you, that defense was bad. Like I understand why it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, watch every single snap in, snap out. And that's the thing. I have no problems with saying 2023, defense was legit
They
amazing.
weren't carrying
They
them,
carried us.
They
in
were
that fucking
carrying.
regular
They
season.
were
I have
100% carrying.
I have
They were
no
carrying.
problem with saying that they carried in that regular season. Mahomes turned up the fuck up in the playoffs. Anybody
Yeah.
says otherwise is lying about that. But
Oh, yeah,
2024,
yeah.
that argument does not exist. That 2024 defense was not good.
They were
Yeah.
fourth. They were ranked fourth. By the way,
I know that they
But
were
they
ranked
weren't
fourth.
good, though, early.
They weren't good, dog. Like
They
I
weren't
have
good,
no
though,
problem. Early, I
It
promise
just-
you.
it
And don't get me
just-
wrong. I recognize my bias is going to be this as a Chiefs fan. I recognize that. I
Yeah,
fully
you get
admit.
disgusting when
But
it comes
I
to the
am
Chiefs.
somebody that
Stop
is
talking,
going to be
Swiper. Stop.
objectively
You
truthful
have
about
the
this
worst
story,
bias.
sir, early.
For
I'm
who?
willing
For
to
wait,
give
for
you
who?
when
For who?
this
The
is truthful
Broncos?
when it's not.
That's cool, but guess what? The difference is, Trent, what I've learned
The
about
Broncos
you,
haven't won
when
anything
you
this
agree with it, you will clap and twerk for that bias. When I say something about the Broncos, you will literally be like spaz out all season. I was telling your bum 12 p.m. light up, I ain't gonna say the word, all year about what was gonna happen. And I told you they were gonna win the AFC West. And here you come. Well, not with Mahomes in here.
Yo,
Now
D-Mac,
Mahomes doing this.
D-Mac,
Now with
D-Mac,
Mahomes. No,
D-Mac,
shut up.
this
No, I'm
nigga-
tired of it. Stop running the D-Mac. Stop running the D-Mac. I'm gonna finish saying what I want to say. I'm gonna finish saying what I want to say. I want to say what I want to say. I will say this. Okay, no jokes aside. No trolling aside. Let's just be honest with each other. Okay? Can we do that, Trent?
Yeah, this is gonna be.
I think there's a very good argument for Mahomes to be the best in the world. I have no issue with that. Like, obviously.
Guys,
And again, and I also, and D-Mac knows this. I saw Mahomes in Texas Tech. I've always liked Mahomes. He just played for the Chiefs, and I got to deal with D-Mac. So that makes it 10 times worse. I agree that Mahomes, you want to say he's the best in the world? I'm good with it. When I am saying D-Mac, and I think D-Mac can attest to this. I think the issue is that we did this with Bo. We didn't give any of the context for Bo's season. Losing his running back, losing offensive linemen, the fact that the defense was bad the last 8 weeks of the year. He had to carry that team for the last 8 weeks of the year. That was true. That happened. Had to carry him in the playoffs too. I'm saying, no, D-Mac, if we're being honest, the Packers game, the Jaguars game.
No. I think he
The Bills game.
He played well in both of them. I think carrying's giving.
No, but the last 8, the defense.
No, I do. The defense wasn't as.
They were like a bottom. They were like a bottom 10 defense in scoring the last 8 weeks.
I think that's a little bit too much credit, but that's fine. I'm willing to subjectively disagree with that standpoint. That's fine.
But the numbers, but him versus playoff teams, he was legitimately elite last year.
Bo Nix played very well over the back half of the schedule, and you guys really needed him to. I have no problem with agreeing you on that point. I was just saying slight disagreement on the carry, but fine.
He objectively carried them versus the Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine. I'm saying over the 8 week stretch, I'm saying it's.
He objectively carried them versus the Bills.
Oh yes.
The
Bills.
No. I'm just. Are you
we talking about Bo Nix, right?
I'm gonna keep it real, bro.
Man, that nigga Josh Allen said.
Wait. Swiper. You talking about the playoffs?
That nigga Josh Allen took the full course meal.
These are what I'm saying.
I feel for you, Swiper, because if Bo Nix is healthy, he probably has a Super Bowl, and you can really talk your shit, Swiper. I really see. You would be able to really shake your ass. Bo Nix had that
The
Super Bowl.
Commanders game, the Commanders game, Bo Nix didn't carry 330 yards passing.
Come on. But Swipe, you probably don't agree with this, but you gotta admit this, bro. I will admit that maybe his mid play, he strings the game long enough so he can do this, because Early did make up a good point. But for me, I feel like Bo Nix and Caleb Williams, they play mid for 3 quarters, and then they do this shit in the 4th quarter. In the
Caleb for sure.
Where they more.
D-Mac thinks that Caleb was better than Bo last year.
And they win the game. You see what I'm saying?
D-Mac thinks Caleb was better than Bo last year.
Versus the Giants.
With three touchdowns and 5 picks in the playoff, mind you, winning contest.
I will give you that. Versus the Jets.
Clarify?
The Jets game shouldn't have. I get it was over in London or whatever, but that game never should have been 13-10 for that long, bro. That was just ridiculous.
Yeah, that was
bro.
awful.
Now I get it. He did go down there and win the game. And when you can't talk your shit, because he did show grit, he did show tenacity, he did show leadership, all of that stuff to win those games. But that playing bad for 3 quarter shit and then wait till the 4th quarter.
That's not what happened the last stretch of the season, though. I think what we're saying.
So Swiper, when is the last stretch of the season start?
There was the November game versus the November 16th versus
he was bad
Kansas
versus
City.
Houston. He was bad versus Vegas. He was solid versus us, and then
No. I'm going through it right now. I'm going through it right now.
I'm looking at it right now.
Bo Nix versus Kansas City was great. The 295 yards ended that game. And then he played versus Washington. He was great in that game. And then he played versus Vegas. That was a blowout. Like that was the
yeah, but I wouldn't
that
even,
was
but
the
I'm
blowout.
saying I don't know where the carry comes. I don't think he
great.
was
I'm going through it right now.
But
that was a carry versus Kansas City.
I disagree with the Washington game. I thought that your defense played very well versus.
They gave up 27 points to Marcus Mariota.
Which isn't good.
What are you talking about? They played versus Kansas City. I'm going through the games.
I'm saying those. You missed it. There was two different statements. One, I thought that he wasn't great versus Washington, and I said that I think your defense was great versus us. Those are two different statements, to be clear.
The defense wasn't great in either one of these games. But
I thought they were great versus us.
And then Green Bay, he objectively carried. Jacksonville, he was hooping, but remember the defense sucked that game. And then the Kansas City game, wash, whatever. And then he played versus the Chargers, no quarterback. So then he gets to the Buffalo Bills game. The last several games of the year, they were giving up 25 points a game on defense.
Yeah, so I think that this is. I'm just looking at the stretch. I think he was good versus us. I think he was
just
fine
good versus y'all.
Yeah, I think he was just good.
Man, this is what I'm talking about. Great. But you see what I'm talking about?
Well,
he was not just good. I thought it was
okay. I guess if
winning time, what are we talking about?
No, I thought that he made that one hell of a throw in that specific throw I'm talking about at the end of the Kansas City game. But I thought that he was just good versus the Chiefs. I thought that he was good versus Washington. He was mid versus Vegas, but he didn't need to do anything. Thought he was hooping versus Green Bay for sure. Jacksonville, I thought he was good. I don't think he was great, like you said. That's just me personally, because I thought the interception was kind of disgusting. Kansas City was whatever. We had a backup quarterback. He didn't need to do much. Same thing for the Chargers. And I thought he was good in the playoff game. So I didn't see that.
But your line for what you say good, when it's like objectively like better than good, it's interesting though. But I don't gotta make the point. Can you? She said 2 years. I don't think 2 years.
I'm looking at these games 2024. You know how many bad games? When you say gimmick defense, you know how many bad games Patrick Mahomes had in 2024 where the defense is the reason why they won? Like so many bad games.
I want to speak to your sport, but I'm looking at it, and again, I could be wrong about it. I mean, 295. No touchdowns, no picks. 321, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 212, which we admitted wasn't a great one. 302, 4 touchdown, 1 pick, or 0 picks. That's a great one. 352, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. I thought he was good in that game. 182 and 141, and then he was good in the playoff game. I just didn't see it as far as the carry was concerned. I thought that he was good.
I don't understand how your defense can be bottom 10 in scoring defense, and then you have to be an offensive team, and then your quarterback is doing that without his number one receiver and the number one running back.
Cortland Sutton was hurt during that time?
Cortland Sutton missed. Well, to be fair, yeah, bro. Like we're doing this. Troy Franklin was out. Pat was out. Ben Powers was out offensive line, and then on top of that, J.K. Dobbins was hurt from week 10 on. He didn't have a running game. They didn't have a running game.
He was the running game.
He was
the running game.
Time out. But Cortland Sutton played all of those games.
I know, but Cortland was also mid down the stretch of the season. I've been very clear about this, and that wasn't just Bo. He was throwing to Troy Franklin, and Troy was leading them in targets for a majority of the year. So Cortland was good. I'm not saying he wasn't there, but like he also wasn't like he just wasn't a part of the offense.
That's why I was confused. You said wide receiver 1 out, and I'm like Cortland Sutton played.
Yeah, I meant like
hold on. You want to know a carry job? I'm gonna tell you how you know it's a carry job. Because when they played against the Patriots without Bo Nix, them niggas could barely get past the 50-yard line. Like yeah. I mean, like that's how important Bo Nix was. You got to see what that offense looks like without Bo Nix.
I think that says more about Jared Stidham.
Thank you. That's not.
Come on
now. Wait, hold on. So going into this next year, who are the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, y'all?
Nigga, the same, probably big 4.
Now that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
That's bullshit. It's the same for Stafford.
That's bullshit.
What's bullshit?
If you want to give me Lamar, if you want to give me Josh, you want to give me Joe Burrow, you want to give me Matthew Stafford, that 5th spot is not fucking Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
What the fuck are you talking
I will wholeheartedly disagree then. I guess.
We don't even know if he starts the season. Let's start with that.
Hold on, time out. No, and it literally just a little report just came out that Patrick Mahomes really is on pace to be here for the first OTA. The nigga about to play. So then, no.
I just wanted to.
Swiper. Watch this though, Swiper. Watch if he comes back and he plays back. They're going to say he should have waited. He's still hurt. He's not fully healthy. That's going to be the excuse. You know it, Swiper. You know it. You know it's coming.
If niggas with a straight face,
wait to make that excuse.
If niggas with a straight face is about to say Stafford is better than Mahomes, fries in the fucking back. If you about to say that, you got it.
Why? Why is Browns the back on that?
Hold on, come on. The same shit that y'all niggas been talking about for Patrick Mahomes being mid these past few years. Outside of this MVP season in 2021, these next years of Matthew Stafford have been regional as fuck.
All right, bro.
Regional as fuck. And it's a fact. That's not an opinion. It's literally been a fact. Outside of this MVP season in 2021, his Rams tenure in 2022, he was hurt. 2023, mid. 2024 was reg. Don't try to.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. Now let's have the context talk again, because there have been damn near 2 straight seasons, especially last year. Bro, come on now. We gonna do context or not? Context of last year. How many games did fucking Puka and Cooper Kupp play? Oh,
what?
But context don't matter when it comes to them.
Wait, who
was out? But context don't matter. The Matthew Stafford had to carry that team, and they still made the playoffs last year. Am I lying?
Hold on. In 2023,
he played 17 and Puka played 11 in 2024. So you're still talking about most.
What the fuck?
11 games is not. 11 games is not. 11 games is not. Missing 6 games matters, nigga.
No, I agree. It matters. But I'm saying it's still most of the season.
And we know the reason why Cooper Kupp don't play for them more because he fell off.
Because niggas is doing this. I can literally talk. Because in 2023, Patrick Mahomes was phenomenal in the playoffs and got a ring with that mid-ass offensive cast that he had. Went back to back. And then 2023, 2024, Matthew Stafford was reg solid. And then now he had the MVP season. I'm not about to say in one season, he's better than Patrick Mahomes just because Patrick Mahomes had his worst season. Get the fuck out of here.
Again, 2024, Cooper Kupp, I think this nigga lying. 2024, Cooper Kupp only played 11 games, and Puka only played 11 games.
It didn't matter.
Okay.
But Puka missing 6 games is the one that matters. Cooper Kupp was ass at that point.
Because if niggas are saying this, another quarterback who looked ass this year, Lamar.
In 2023, although Puka played 17 games, Cooper Kupp did another 11-game season. Let's keep this clear. Matthew Stafford, because this is what you're not. This is the context of Matthew Stafford. You want to be nasty about Matthew Stafford because we know you hate Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, since the Super Bowl, they have literally, because they mortgaged so much of their draft picks. Think about the fact that Puka was like a third or fourth round. He's a 4th round guy. Can I finish, bro? Can I fucking finish? When it comes to the Rams, you spoke about Matthew Stafford. They mortgaged their future. So literally, there were 2 or 3 years of them having to figure it out offensively. They got a fucking gym and Puka, but literally Cooper Kupp has fell off a cliff because again, and we're gonna do context for everybody.
Let's do a fact. This is factor cap. It's Puka Nacua not better than any offensive cast on the Chiefs from 2023 to now. Let's factor cap.
But again, we're bringing up the fact. Yeah, fact. We're bringing up the fact that was a 4th round pick. Stop like again. They got a gym.
He's amazing. Who cares?
Yeah, they got a gym.
He's on the team. And he helps you.
But again, and we're speaking on last year and the year before.
When he got taken?
And we're speaking on last year and the year before. He was missing players.
I don't want anybody to mention Tyreek Hill.
We're doing context. Do context
because he was a 5th round pick. It don't matter.
Matthew Stafford MVP season. It doesn't matter. Was it not a top 3 situation for a quarterback in the league? Factor cap.
We know this though. Ain't nobody changing that. Ain't nobody changing that. Yeah.
Well, okay then. So this is my problem. Because you're bringing up the context in this shit. Because in 2023 and 2024, Mahomes was better than Matthew Stafford. The time that the one fucking year.
I'm gonna be real with you. If you're not,
the 1 year Matthew Stafford was better than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm gonna be real with you.
His situation is significantly better than Patrick Mahomes.
Why was he better than Patrick? Why was he better than Matthew Stafford?
You said what?
Why was he better than Matthew Stafford in 24?
He's a better fucking football player. He's always been better than that.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Explain yourself. He's a better passer.
Explain yourself.
Matthew Stafford's a better passer than Patrick Mahomes.
It's close though. It's closer than you think it is.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean a better passer? Like, no, explain it. Don't just say shit. What is a better passer?
He has
when it comes to going all in the pocket. Playmaking off structure, making throws off structure. Like, what are you saying? We all know Patrick Mahomes.
So he's a better quarterback to him because you think he has more tools to him and more skill set, right?
He has more throws.
Guy is fucking blue. He's been always had the better skill set than Matthew Stafford. It's never been close. Obviously, this guy is blue. When you walk outside, the grass is green.
So did Patrick Mahomes change last year?
You said what?
Did he change last year?
No, he just played his worst football. That's why you want to say in the 2025.
But the skill. Here's my point though. The skill set.
Yeah,
So he still be. So y'all shouldn't say he sucked last year. He should still be the same guy last year, right?
This is why I don't care for who was better in the season. We
talking about skill set. You saying skill set?
Early, I'm gonna ask you a question. If you're asking me overall totality, who is the better quarterback? To me, it's still night and day Patrick Mahomes. If you want to talk about in the season, the 2025 season, when Matthew Stafford won MVP, in that season specifically, yes, he was better than Patrick Mahomes. But from
why though? Why though? Because he still has a better skill set than Matthew Stafford. So why does it matter?
Because obviously, Devontae Adams way better running game, and the other guy have a way better.
I'm gonna say, ho, stop.
How can you not
make your point? We don't need help.
Wait, how do you not understand that?
Because again,
I'm gonna answer your question. You can still have a better skill set than somebody, but in a season specifically, when you're having your worst season and somebody's having a best, they can be better than them in a season. For example. Let me finish. For example, Justin Jefferson is clearly better than George fucking Pickens. George Pickens this season had a better season than Justin Jefferson. Is he the better receiver than Justin Jefferson? Fuck no. But he had a better statistical season.
Again, so you're hurting yourself because again, if the numbers don't, if the skill set is what you care about and the numbers don't matter, then why are you saying Matthew Stafford?
Who said the numbers didn't matter? Patrick Mahomes was ass this year.
Again. So did the numbers matter? So make up your mind.
He wasn't good this year.
God damn, bro. Make up your mind. If the numbers matter, then why the fuck in 2024 do you think because you're agreeing with him, why do you think he's better than Jared Goff and Baker Mayfield?
I wasn't even here for the
I ain't talking about you. I just said you. I ain't talking about you.
Oh, okay.
You want me to answer? Yeah, but I already told you what the reality was. I told you with each one of those quarterbacks. You talk about the circumstances that
you said he was better than them. You said he was better than them.
Hold on. You just got mad at Tread for 10 minutes because he was cutting you off. Are you gonna allow me to answer the question?
I just hate the bullshit, but go ahead.
You can hate it all you want to. It don't matter to me. If you look at what the circumstances Jared Goff was in, like I had mentioned, the offensive line, being able to hand off to those two running backs, the weapons he was looking at in front of him.
Was he better?
Never mind the fact that he had Ben Johnson.
Were they better or not?
That offense. No, Patrick Mahomes was better than them both.
So then why is Patrick Mahomes still not better than Matthew Stafford? Because Matthew Stafford had a better.
I have him better than Matthew Stafford.
You had him better than Matthew Stafford last year. So where's Patrick Mahomes for you last year?
I said he was a better quarterback than Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford had a better year last year.
So wait, just give me your top 5 quarterback going into next year.
All 4 of those guys are Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But to be clear, Early said that Patrick Mahomes is not a top 5 quarterback.
That's the problem. I don't know how he
Early said Patrick Mahomes not top 5.
Like Matthew Stafford was in these conversations. He wasn't even in conversation the year before. Like we get the nigga won MVP, yes. But now he's over Patrick Mahomes the one season? The fuck
Wait, do you think Matthew Stafford is
this is equivalent to how when Steve Nash won MVP over LeBron. Like
no, it's not.
Steve Nash better than LeBron?
No,
it is. People just go get an MVP. People still have better seasons than the overall unanimously blessed player.
I do want to know.
Hey, skill set wise, look, that means Patrick Mahomes even now to this day he's better than he's skill set. He's better than Josh Allen, right? He's better than Lamar Jackson, right?
He's the best quarterback.
He's better than Matthew Stafford, right? And he's better than Joe Burrow, right?
He's the best in the league.
Cool. So
again,
hey, by the way, can I just address this in the chat? Because it's funny because you do the same thing in Jokic and you're complaining. Jokic can't have 2 seasons in a row like this and be in these combos. Like that wouldn't even come out of my mouth. That doesn't exist in basketball. You can't be mid like this. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same. Yeah,
basketball is different than football.
It's a way different sport. Like you can't be this mid and then be in these combos. Like that's just not the same thing.
Because Jokic is fat, slow, and unathletic. If he looked like LeBron James, yes, he could. Yeah, he could. Jokic is an anomaly. He is an anomaly where a lot of people cannot explain Jokic the way he could get triple doubles and look the way he does. But if Jokic looked like LeBron, he can have down years and it would be acceptable. The only reason
but not Mahomes down year.
Because Jokic looks like a fat polar bear and he likes racing horses, and basketball really don't mean that much to him. So of course, when he starts losing,
how are these points a part
of this? Going into the season,
I just like to take a time.
Going into the season. He's still QB1 for y'all. For Trent, for Bama, and for D-Mac. Going into the season, he's still QB1.
Early to answer your question, the answer is
sorry,
yes.
bro.
But what if he doesn't play the start of the
hold
year?
on, time out, real quick. And I do want to.
The answer, what you said the answer was?
My answer is yes, he is. But I want to answer Swiper's question as well because it is part of it. I think, and I thought that Mahomes is probably not going to sit because he's a fucking maniac. He's going to work his way back. And that may lead to some rust early on in the year. That's just probably going to be.
But I hope he'll come back too soon.
I pray not. I pray not early. I pray it's not. But the thing about it is for me, and specifically as it pertains to the quarterback one conversation, I have said this for over the last few years. Who is the guy that took the crown? And I haven't seen the guy that said, hey, I've got put together these multiple MVP level seasons, and then I backed it up in the playoffs. And that's the guy that, in my opinion, would be worthy of the crown, taking it from him. And I think
Sam Darnold.
I think you got to be able to earn
Sam
it.
Darnold. I'm just saying, 2 back-to-back good seasons in a bowl. Sam Darnold.
Chad, look what
He
he's saying.
He didn't do enough in the playoffs.
Look what he's saying.
But my only thing is, but this is
Hey, you see, he broke it down. He said 2 back-to-back MVP level seasons and
which Sam Darnold
playoff
didn't
success.
level season last year?
Sam Darnold didn't have an
Fuck
MVP.
no, he didn't have no MVP level season last year.
Hey.
No.
Shit. I watched Lamar Jackson get MVP with 24/7. I'm gonna get me started.
I don't know.
Yeah, the most anomaly.
But my only point is this. You look at Josh Allen, I'm sorry, he hasn't gotten it done. That's just the reality situation. You look at Lamar Jackson, I'm sorry, he hasn't gotten it done. Joe Burrow, he's missed seasons, hasn't been able to get back to the playoffs. That's the reality. So I just want to see a guy be able to take the crown before I say, yeah, you earned it. Before I put on your head.
So wait,
because the guy, but hold on, real quick.
That's the biggest thing. Nobody's replaced him yet.
But because the guy that has the crown, he had to put together multiple MVP seasons after they traded away Tyreek Hill in 2022. He had to win back-to-back Super Bowls in addition to 3.
What even a combo?
But this is a part of the process as far as I was concerned because people weren't willing to give it to him in 2018.
Who
he had
didn't
to
give
earn
it to
that shit
him?
in 2018.
Boy, if James Daniels got drafted to the Bears, boy, I tell you, if James Daniels got drafted to the Bears, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
He still wouldn't have won anything. The Bears team in his healthy year wasn't that good. He wouldn't have won anything. So this is the thing for me. I just haven't seen the guy that's been able to put together what's necessary to take the crown. Josh Allen had a shot at it. He just didn't finish the job, and that's the reality.
I give you that. No one has stepped up where you can say definitively they're good in the playoffs and regular season.
Next year is more than likely, though.
Even Matthew Stafford would have had a shot at it.
Okay, cool. But I'm saying, but next year is more than likely, though, that one of these teams, either the Seahawks, Broncos, I don't know who else in the AFC. I don't know who's AFC. We'll have to get there. What if one of those teams win the championship next year? We're not going to say that like Bo or Sam Darnold are better than.
And I ask you something,
but neither of them would have the MVP.
But D-Mac, if Sam, I know I'm being nasty, but if Sam Darnold has a 35-10 type season, if Sam Darnold can get an MVP and a Super Bowl next year, do we because his name is Sam Darnold, we still won't say that.
Well, no, but so 2 things. One, I think highly of Sam Darnold as a prospect. So if the fact that he developed here, I would be willing to give him credit as far as that's concerned. If he went out and had an MVP season and won another title, then yeah, he would absolutely be in the talks. He would have to. He had earned his way into it. So the reason why I would say that those guys don't qualify is because they don't pass the MVP level play in the regular season bar. That is a bar you got to enter as far as that is concerned.
Well, again, Sam Darnold was 35-10.
That's just kind of convenient. I'm saying it's kind of convenient because I do think I'm prepared for Mahomes to look very mid for a lot of the year and for having another midseason because coming back from ACL injury is not like it's difficult. Like playing with an ACL injury is difficult. Like I don't, it is what it is. Like they're going to rely on the run game. They're going to rely on their defense, and they're going to hope that Mahomes is able to pull it out, like down the stretch of games. That's just like it is what it is. Like you tell me a quarterback to come back from ACL injury after halfway through the season, and they were good for a majority of the year, that would be news to me. I just haven't seen it.
I think when we speak about,
but you say real quick earlier. I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go. So, but the only thing that I'll say is, yes, you say it's convenient. I say it's what's earned as far as the crown is concerned. That crown is heavy, and I think you got to put the work in to fucking earn it. In my personal opinion, that's just me. I feel like you got to be able to earn it.
We know what Patrick Mahomes was from the moment he touched the football field as a starter, and I understand that. But we're telling y'all, in the last 3 years, we have saw a decline, even if it's a small decline, and y'all like, nope, don't see it. Like we're telling y'all, there is let me finish. We're telling y'all there's a universe to where it just keeps getting worse and worse. But y'all like, nope, don't see it. And that's all we're holding to y'all face. Y'all like, nope, don't see it.
No,
don't see it.
Early,
you can't admit for what he was in 2018 to now.
Latavius just said in the chat, you got to watch the games. I have watched him, D-Mac, over the last 2 years, 2+. He sucks on the deep ball. Legitimately has had one of the worst volume deep balls in the sport. Now you want to blame his cast? Cool, fine. They're not good enough. But he's also not been good. Just been off target. That's a part of the conversation.
Who do we consider to be really good, like the great deep ball throwers, though?
Drake was good last year. Hey, Jaden Daniels, Jaden Daniels.
Daniels, he gets hairy inside.
It's goggles to say he hasn't been good as a deep ball thrower.
I do think Baker's pretty good.
Yeah, what you said, Baker?
Yeah.
Who's the guy he's throwing to on the outside?
I'm not gonna lie. This year he was ass, but the year before,
that's that guy.
Jordan Love, good deep ball thrower too.
It's not just 1 year though.
Love is a good deep ball thrower. I agree with that.
Yeah.
These guys, when you have guys that can track the deep ball down the field and then make those plays, I think that's a big piece.
In the fourth quarter,
and we just haven't. We just haven't had that as far as that's concerned. And I also don't think it's been properly emphasized as far as the offense. There's a whole conversation about play action game, et cetera, et cetera. I agree with you, Swiper. His deep ball accuracy does come and go. I have no problems with admitting that. I think that he doesn't get nearly the amount of help as far as down the field with his weapon targets, as far as that aspect, or the play action help that comes along with it too. I think that's a piece of it. But when you're telling me week to week, Flacco could throw a pretty deep ball, especially that Jacoby Jones ones in the AFC Championship game. I think that when you watch him week to week, the ability to win over the middle of the field, which I think is the number one quality of a quarterback that really sets apart the elite guys, he absolutely has in spades. What he can do in the quick game is awesome. What he does mobility-wise. The reason why he had so many out-of-structure plays last year because of our offensive structure was so bad, and he was still being able to make those plays even despite that. So I agree with you, Swiper. Or I should say, I agree with you early. Like the numbers themselves would be like, yeah, there's a decline here from that player. But when I'm watching it on tape, he's still making these plays. I'm just watching other people.
Will we just continue to give him the what help he has tax? Because I'm gonna be real with you. I understand that tax, but I'm telling you, with another year, what do you see? Let's say trade and find a way to get AJ Brown. Another year of Rashid Rice. Another year of bum ass Worthy. Travis Kelce. You saw it last year. You saw it last year. It's getting worse.
Early, this is the thing, early, and this is something that I also gave to Swiper too. When I came out of that bye week, and I thought that we were going to be able to really hit the ground running, starting with that Broncos game, that was going to tell me everything I need to know about the season, and the effort and the scheme and what we did in that game told me, no, this is not happening. And I've been very critical of where this offense has gone over the last few years, personnel and scheme wise. And the decisions that they made this offseason makes me a little bit less than confident as far as that changing, especially when you mentioned what the wide receiver core looks like. So that wouldn't be a shock. You could have easily
kept. I know what the money looked like, but he's worth the money. You could have easily kept Trent McDuffie and used that first round pick and get a fucking offensive weapon for that boy.
Yeah, I mean, I would have rather still traded Trent McDuffie and just not traded up for Mansour Delane, but that's a different conversation.
Again, my thing is that at some point, your team puts around him what he puts around him. If he has another bad season because of the help around him, bro, that's your team though. We can't keep doing that when there's guys who are flourishing.
Well, but this is.
There are a lot of
it's different when these other guys have teams that are putting really good circumstances around it. I just that's the thing for me. And again, this is who's taking the crown for him is the question mark.
I watched Tom Brady get busy with Chris Hogan and Amendola. So I mean, you know. But we say Patrick Mahomes better than him already, damn near. You know,
we saw Patrick
Deion Branch.
We saw Patrick Mahomes. If Patrick Mahomes in 2022, Juju Smith-Schuster as his number one wide receiver went on that run and won that Super Bowl and MVP.
I saw.
And guess what? Tom Brady never won MVP and Super Bowl MVP in the same year. That's something that Patrick Mahomes did that Tom Brady ain't never do. You ain't never seen that early.
You said say it again.
Never seen Tom Brady win MVP and Super Bowl MVP in the same year. You ain't never seen that early.
That's a nasty talk.
With Juju Smith-Schuster as his number one wide receiver, that's a fact. You ain't never seen that.
Nasty talker.
You never seen that early. You never seen that early.
Well, I see Lamar Jackson with MVP with Willie Snead as his star receiver. So I'm
shout Lamar Jackson.
It can happen.
Great. I love Lamar Jackson.
Mr. Colbert, $5 super chat. Salute to the press block. Go Birds. We done with Arthur Juan. It's Lemon, Smitty.
If you good, you good.
Yeah, I think the Eagles about to be real nice this next year, especially when they trade AJ Brown for a third-round pick. And then we got Selmo Fudd 4572 $5. Sorry, big dogs. Don't mean to bust y'all bubbles, but Shedeur and Green about to bring that trouble. Green will be
he's gonna be a wide receiver. Running routes, tight end.
Terrell Pryor 2.0.
Nice little tight end for sure.
Truth Teller 3371 $2. Not caring about the playoffs. It's nasty work.
Shit crazy. Niggas is Joe Montana fans. Somehow don't care. Like, niggas.
Big Ox Media, $5.
All right, relax.
Shedeur wouldn't start over me. It's from
all right, yeah, bro.
They get it out the mud.
Yeah, shouts. You know what? I think we can all just acknowledge, everybody got their own agendas. Trent has his agendas against older players. D-Mac has the Chiefs agenda. Bama has the Alabama agenda. Early has I don't know. You have multiple agendas working at once. I haven't quite figured out Kenya's yet.
We know what agenda I have. I cheered when Patrick Mahomes got hurt. I prayed about it. I apologized to God about it, but I didn't really. I hated the man that much, and I brought it back. I actually want to see Patrick Mahomes flourish because it was. I literally cheered. Me and Kenya high-fived when he got hurt because we thought maybe we get a whole season. We thought it was going to be a Jason Tatum type of we won't see him next year until the end of the season. Like a year without Patrick Mahomes, we were proud about it. So I apologize about that. I didn't know I hated the man that much, so I apologize. That hate should not be in my heart. I took it back. I want to see him win. I actually want to see him play this season. I'm just realistic about the fact that even if he's number 2 or 3, he ain't number 1 no more to me. That's all.
Who's number 1?
Who's your number 1? I'm over him.
He's going to say Josh Allen. He's going to say Josh Allen.
No. I just want to
wait. Who's your number 1?
You heard what's about to say?
It's Josh.
Oh, a nigga who
I know you're gonna find a reason. You gonna find a reason.
I mean, to be fair, 4 turnovers in their season is a pretty good reason. It's kind of bad. It's not great. It's not good.
Didn't you pick the Bills to win that game, D-Mac?
Yeah,
you did.
I pick the Bills?
Did I?
I don't know. It's very possible.
EVKTXBI became a YouTube member. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. We got King_Kato2K5 became a YouTube member. Appreciate it. Welcome to the family. We got T-Time-24 became a YouTube member. Thank you. Welcome to the family. We got Pitar Volchevsky. We got 999 became a YouTube member. Shout out.
One of your guys, right?
Appreciate it. I don't know. That might be Russian. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Weedhead 23 became a YouTube member. That's definitely D-Mac. We got Just Crash Cash Out became a YouTube member. Shout out to you. And then we got Uncle Tito 6565 became a YouTube member. I just want y'all to know we had 500 plus people watching this today. This is going to be by far the nastiest season of press boxes of all time. Because you're going to get up here and Trent is going to do what he does. He is going to be absolutely back-ending everything that D-Mac said. I've already seen it. I've seen the light. He is going to support everything D-Mac said. It's going to be disgusting.
Me and Trent have already disagreed.
No. Bama's going to be doing Bama thing. Kenya's agenda is going to be flying because more than likely, y'all, they're going to be the turnaround team this year, and the Bengals are going to be 7-3 through 10 games because their defense is going to be good again. And then all of a sudden, we're going to be back here. You can say, the Bengals are the best team in the AFC. My team, it's obviously going to be good again this year, especially adding Jalen Waddle. And then let Bo Nix put up a top 5 MVP season this year. Oh my God!
I can't wait for when Patrick Mahomes, because again, a lot of what he's been able to do the last 2 seasons, he's been more on the run, having to use them legs more. And with this injury, that might be not where he needs to be. I just can't wait for he's not fully healthy when he has 5 or 6 bad games. He's not fully healthy. Yeah, all right. Y'all said he was number 1 though.
And then D-Mac's going to say, well, context applied. He's not fully healthy.
That's how bad the circumstances have been. He's had to create so much shit out of structure because the circumstances have been that bad.
But just know, with that injury, and y'all want him to start right away.
I don't want him to.
I don't want the excuses. You know what's coming.
I wanted to start him on pump this year. I said this back in December when he had the injury. I wanted to start him on pump this year because I didn't want him to put in a position.
So what if Lamar just don't do shit again? What?
When has he done that when he's been healthy? Real question.
No, I ain't trying to hear that.
No, it's a real question. I think every time
I'm trying to figure out where Lamar should come from.
No, yeah. What you mean? I'm just saying though. If niggas saying you just said Patrick Mahomes is not a top 5 quarterback, I'm just saying.
But he's hurt. He's also hurt.
Oh, that's fine. You said before he got hurt. You said he wasn't top 5.
I'm telling you exactly. I'm thinking top 5. Now he hurt.
Early just don't like Mahomes.
Okay,
Can it just be that?
So what if Lamar, feel me, just do the same shit that he did?
He don't like Lamar either. I'm
saying niggas get in the playoffs and just the bed.
But Early doesn't like Mahomes or Lamar.
I'm talking about nigga. This question fits you too, nigga.
What if Matthew Stafford goes back-to-back MVPs and get the Super Bowl this year?
Don't mean anything to me.
Don't mean anything. Guys.
But this is the thing. I think that if Stafford did that, then I'd be willing to give him the crown because at least
to what? To best in the world?
Yeah, because that means he did it. And
Stop,
he
bro.
played
Stop,
at
stop.
MVP level for multiple years and won a ring.
The thing is
That's
that
a
we
good thing.
doing all these negatives for Mahomes.
If Josh Allen could
Let's
do
do
that, he
negative
would have the
everybody.
crown. If Lamar Jackson could do it, he would have the crown.
We could also just watch. We could also watch the game and say Matthew Stafford isn't better than these players. It's also able. We're able to do that as well.
No,
I think Mahomes is better than Stafford. This is not even a conversation to me. I'm not even. Stafford's not five for me.
But
Stafford's not five.
But this is the thing. Quarterback has always been an accomplishment-based thing as well. It's always been both. Hey, we're evaluating the play, and then also the accomplishments do matter because you got to play well in these great moments to be able to get your team in a position to win a Super Bowl because that does matter.
Yeah, so I'm sure if Mahomes, Josh, go ahead.
I just want to ask because we always do these. We OD on the negative for Mahomes. Let's do the negatives for these other niggas. What if Joe Burrow come out here again, don't make another playoff? That's what 5 years to not making them 4 years not making the playoffs in a row.
And he's not in the top 5. We'll move on.
Wait, what?
In the top 5?
But that sounds dumb to me too.
No. Even with me, you can't do that. No. You can't do that. If you're a top 5 quarterback, you better be making the playoffs. Come on now.
I'll say this much. If Matthew Stafford gets a Super Bowl and another MVP, either Dan Marino, Drew Brees, or Brett Favre are getting the fuck out of that top 10. When you niggas, when he step in the room, one of you niggas have to go. Which one of y'all taking the spot?
There will never be a day that Matthew Stafford will be over Drew Brees. Get that shit out the mud.
Again, Drew Brees, Dan Marino, or Brett Favre have to move around. If Matt goes Super Bowl and MVP, one of them niggas have to move around in the top 10. One of y'all got to move around.
You can say
I make a case for Joe not being top 5 and not making the playoffs, though. Swipe. How am I supposed to make a case for that?
Because that's not the way it works. He was averaging Trent. He had the most losses in NFL history, scoring 35 or more points a game. That is not on Joe Burrow.
But that's
there's also multiple years where he plays like shit in the beginning of the season and they lose games because of it.
And they still kept the coach too. And they still kept the coach.
But to be fair, this is the other thing about it. This is a team building choice that Joe Burrow wanted. He said, "I want my wide receivers."
Oh, here we go.
And we're gonna sacrifice it as far as the team is.
But when I said the Bengals were sitting on shit. Y'all disagree.
They made that choice.
Okay.
They also can't draft well, though. That's the biggest issue. It wasn't just because of Joe.
It wasn't that. I'm not saying it's all on Joe. I just said it was a fact.
We're the best draft we've had in 2 years, and we only had like 3 picks.
You win against Shamar Stewart when you didn't got an O-lineman.
I agree. Y'all have struggled.
We did get an O-lineman this draft.
And look, and y'all got Mims as well. I agree with you that it has been a struggle drafting.
He forced them to pay Higgins.
I think you guys made a terrible mistake in my first opinion getting rid of Lou Amarulo as well. I think that those are two mistakes. I'm just saying
Joe Burrow could have taken a pay cut.
This was all. I'm not. No. He shouldn't take a pay cut. I'm never gonna advocate for a pay cut. I'm never gonna advocate for a pay cut. This is a business. I'm just saying he obviously wanted his 2 wide receivers to stay rather than making a pivot of saying one of these guys can go. And
where would they have spent the money on, D-Mac?
I think they could have. But they did. But this
literally sat on almost $100 million of cap space. They literally sat on that.
Can I answer this question?
I ain't gonna lie. I watched the Bears.
In 2021,
I watched the Bears change their lineup. Their whole line in 1 year.
Real quick. In 2021, that defense was built on free agent veteran guys that they brought in to work in Lou's system. That was a revolution that they could have decided. That was a decision that they could have replicated if they wanted to again by reallocating a T. Higgins trade and money resources. That is something that they could have done. And I'm not saying that would have resulted.
They outbid the Bears for all the O-line. This is for the chat. They could have outbid the Bears for Joe Tooney. They could have outbid the Bears for everybody.
The Bengals could have afforded Jesse Bates. They could have afforded Trey Henderson. That was not Joe. They had the money. They had the money to pay them, and they didn't. That's on ownership.
And again, this is.
But if your star quarterback is saying, "Please sign my second receiver," that matters.
In the context of we know the Bengals ownership is working at a deficit, and that is why they can have the money for these guys, but not necessarily use it. They could have said, "Hey, we know we're working at a deficit. Joe, can we just do this one wide receiver? We're going to trade the other one. We're going to get those money and put it back into the defense." They could have chose that pathway too. They chose not to.
Trey Henderson would have been the same amount of money as T. Higgins, by the way.
No, but
they paid them on time. Yes,
if they paid them on time. The only point that I'm saying is the way you say about, hey, you had X number of games of scoring 35 points. You have these stats as far as that's concerned. It's because the advantage that you have of the wide receivers, but that comes with a choice.
No, bro.
That choice, it does.
But you don't get the pin. You don't get the pin organizational mismanagement on the quarterback. That is not his fault.
But I'm not pinning it on him. I'm not saying, hey, Joe, this is your fault. You're wrong for doing this, etc. I'm just saying this is in the context of how the team's been built. We made that choice. We sacrificed Tyreek Hill because we knew in the larger context of our team, we needed to rebuild our defense. And that was something that we made.
Mahomes also doesn't have to worry about the same thing Joe does. He simply doesn't.
Like what?
You have a competent front office.
No, I agree. But
that drafts well.
Swiper. This is why I'm saying it's only.
What was your 22 draft? Was your 22 draft that changed the whole team?
Yes, absolutely.
The Bengals haven't had any of those.
Wait, Swiper. 1 second. I am simply saying that this is a factor. I'm not saying that it's the whole thing. But we only had multiple first-round picks to rebuild that defense because we sacrificed Tyreek Hill. That is a choice that you make in that moment.
T. Higgins wouldn't have gotten that, though.
I think based on how wide receivers are looked at right now, I think you could have gotten
T. Higgins wouldn't have got two.
But you know what's so funny? Swiper. They have guys with Tyreek Hill and been complaining about the receiver core since he left. Literally.
Exactly. And now you know why I want to keep him on. And you keep getting on me about that.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
You have one demon. His name is Jamar Chase. You don't need two. You're good.
If you see the way our offense is ran, we do need to.
You can put a jag nigga over there beside Jamar Chase, and he'll be okay, guys.
And they have Noah Fant at tight end. It's like, bro, like I'm sorry.
You can put a jag beside Lamar.
Chase Brown better than any running back we had in the last 3 years. Chase Brown better than any running back we had in the last 3 years. I probably.
What's that?
But
he's better in the pass game. That's the thing. Chase Brown's better in the pass game than he is in the run game.
I agree with that.
He's a complete running back.
I just don't believe in blaming. I don't believe in blaming players for organizations.
I'm not blaming Joe Burrow. I'm just saying that these are, when you talk about the context of stats, like, hey, you had this many losses with 35 plus points. It's also a part of the team building choices that led you there, and it's not the only factor because they also drafted poorly. They also are working at a
that's not even 20% of the reason.
You can have Jamar Chase and Chase Brown. You don't have to chase for another receiver and T. Higgins. You're good. You can have
we got another super duper DB GOAT 4042 $2. A healthy JD5 is top 5 QB.
Hey.
Bullshit.
No.
Shout out to you.
Now it's bullshit. You boy.
He never been top 5. I am top 5 in 2024 year. That's bullshit.
You had like 7?
Thank you for becoming a YouTube member.
Like 7, 8.
He's at 8-ish.
Yeah, he closer to Dak than the top 5.
8 to 10.
Well, Dak is close to top 5.
Y'all lucky, brother. Ayuk.
Would you rather have Dak or Matthew Stafford?
Because Purdy coming.
Would you rather have Dak or Matthew Stafford?
Probably Dak.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have Dak.
That's the number 5 right there for me. That's number 5.
So Dak is the guy that kicks Mahomes out of your top 5.
So wait.
I would rather have Dak than Stafford only because I don't know about Stafford.
Would you rather have Drake or Dak?
Dak.
I love Drake.
No, I ain't gonna fool me with that Drake talk.
That's right.
I'd
rather have Dak too.
Yeah, you gonna fool with that.
I'd rather have Dak just.
I'm gonna be for real. The only reason you would even consider Dak over Stafford, if Stafford and Dak were the same age, it wouldn't even be a fucking conversation. It wouldn't even if Stafford was 2 years older, it wouldn't even be a conversation. If Stafford was 33 years old, we would not have a conversation.
Yeah, but you want Stafford or you want Dak?
That question, I would take Stafford. What'd you say, Simon?
I'm asking Bama.
Oh, it's tough, bro. Right now, oh shit, probably Stafford, bro.
Would y'all rather want what's his name? It just eluded me. Would you rather have Drake May or Justin Herbert going forward?
Drake May. I can't stand Justin Herbert.
Probably, I don't know.
Herbert or who? I'm sorry.
Herbert still get a lot of shit.
Herbert or Drake May.
I don't want that one.
Herbert still get a lot of shit.
I feel like this, but I have to choose.
I
would neither.
I guess I go with Drake just because he's younger and also he actually had an MVP level season where literally he was 2 MVP votes, and I'm looking at the upside of Drake May, so I'll take Drake just for that.
I think Herbert and Drake are both in that, top 10 solidly conversation. And for me, I like Drake's upside. So I'd take Drake because I think he can keep getting better.
Would you rather have Caleb Williams or JD5?
Caleb Williams.
From what we see?
JD5.
if we want, if from
Niggas
what
talking about
we see,
tripping.
from
Niggas
what
are
we see
tripping.
in Jay Daniels, if we talking about potential and ceiling, I'm taking Caleb Williams, and I'm not.
Yeah, I think exactly what he just said. Yeah.
I still have very and
What
this is something that
potential? What
to me
potential we talking about?
Daniels didn't answer this
kidding?
question
You
over the
watch
middle
Caleb
of the
Williams play
field.
football?
If he puts it
Yeah,
all together,
I watched him play football for 3 quarters too. I didn't watch. You must just tune in the fourth quarter.
If you ask Caleb to just if he becomes the consistent quarterback that we've been seeing in them fourth quarters and he turns that, yeah, nigga, he'd be better than Jay Daniels.
Well, you can apply that same logic to Bo Nix though. I don't think you would take Bo
No,
over
you can't, because
JD5.
Bo Nix does not have the talent neither to JD and Caleb Williams. So
But Bo Nix
Yeah,
has
I
been better in
agree
the
with
fourth
that.
than
I
Caleb
agree with
though.
that.
Like he's been better.
Said what?
He's been better in the fourth. He's better in the fourth than Caleb was last year though. That's what I'm saying. Like if we're using
I'm
the
saying
fourth
though,
quarter argument.
but like from what we watch, if Caleb Williams can keep that consistent play up, them throws that he make, Bo Nix can't
but
do
Bo
that.
Nix is at it.
I
But
got
Bo
one
Nix
for
at his
you.
best has been
I
better
got
than
one
Caleb.
for y'all.
Bo Nix couldn't do that if you turned his arm straight up to 99.
No, but Bo Nix at his
I
best
got one
has been
for
better
y'all.
than
I got
Caleb
one
though.
for y'all. Would you rather have what's your quarterback name? Daniel Jones or C.J. Stroud?
CJ Stroud easily.
For the Texans?
Stroud, nigga, are you crazy?
Yeah, y'all trying to fucking mind. Y'all give me
This last Daniel Jones is better than
I've been the biggest Daniel Jones supporter on this player choice platform for years.
All right. C.J. Stroud or going to the next season. C.J. Stroud or Tyler Show.
Tyler Show.
CJ Stroud, nigga, you lost your mind?
Tyler
Yeah,
Show.
nigga, you tripping on this Stroud.
Folks are way too down on Stroud. I'm sorry.
Right.
And for good reason. For good reason. For good reason.
I understand it was ugly. Niggas is too
I done
down
seen
on
niggas
CJ
on this
Stroud.
platform
I
cape for
understand
Geno
it was-
Smith. If niggas can cape for Geno Smith on this platform, I'm CJ
I can't
Stroud.
Geno Smith. I was there, but I
They
was
don't
there.
exist.
Trent, you have been on record saying that C.J. Stroud got one more bad season and you done with that nigga. You done with the shit.
Nah, you right, but I'm still gonna give him some grace. Fuck.
Dog, I ain't never seen a quarterback ride his rookie season so fucking hard. Bro.
No, that's overseas. So this is three. There's a 3
Bro,
year
we are
cap.
holding
That's it.
on to that rookie season, dog. I swear to God.
That's a 3 year cap for players like this. That's it. He was too bad for 2 seasons.
He was
I'm over
bad
it.
last year.
I'm over it.
Okay. C.J. Stroud or Bo
hold on.
Nix? Go ahead and say it, Trent. Go ahead and say C.J. Stroud again,
Well, I
Trent.
know, but he doesn't like Bo though. Like that's why you can't ask him that.
C.J. Stroud, Bo Nix, Trent. Come on, Trent.
If he talking about that, bro, I guess if Bo Nix is better right now. But niggas get back to the regular schedule program. I'm taking CJ Stroud. I'm not thinking.
What is that regular schedule?
What is that? What is that?
Wait, hold on. Let me ask this.
Him
But
being
Trent,
a good quarterback. That's the regular schedule program. I need to see that shit.
okay, but if
No,
Trent,
Swiper. Mind you, Swiper. JD5 got to the conference, like the whatever you call it, and the NFC Championship game with a worser team, and the nigga already got Caleb Williams over him, but still fighting for CJ Stroud off his rookie season.
Wait, whoa. What are you talking about?
If niggas get back to regularly scheduled programming, then JD5 gonna be top 5 in the league.
Wait, but hold on, but time out.
He wasn't
Nigga,
top
I literally
five in his rookie year,
I said Jaden Daniels is clearly better than Caleb as of right now. But we said for potential and ceiling,
Okay, potential. Okay, cool.
Caleb Williams can definitely surpass all of these niggas. If we're just being
Is he gonna make the simple throw though?
Huh?
I think he
don't know
Is he gonna make the simple throws?
That's the problem with Caleb Williams.
The thing about Caleb Williams in that offense is
And niggas talking about JD5. JD5 better pick that shit up, or he gonna be looking like CJ Stroud.
There was a
Right, not for
complete
1 year.
remake of the way that Caleb plays the game of football that had to go into it with fitting into that Ben Johnson offense, and that was last year's transition year. And I thought you saw him continue to get more comfortable as far as that's concerned. And Ben Johnson went and got him because he knew he could make the throws in his system that other quarterbacks couldn't, especially over the middle of the field. So I think that this is only
have we seen it? But I've never seen a quarterback be that.
Ben Johnson went and got who?
I haven't.
Ben Johnson didn't have Caleb Williams.
Caleb
Williams got Ben Johnson with the Lions.
If Drake May played better last playoff, we would make a lot more noise about how Caleb Williams played in playoff last year.
You said what?
But Drake May was so bad, we didn't talk
Literally,
about
bro. Literally.
Drake May was so bad, we didn't talk about Caleb's playoffs at all.
No, I mean,
and Drake May was so bad, but kept winning. That's the problem.
Caleb Williams struggled. Caleb Williams struggled in the first 2.5 quarters of that Packers game, and then was great in the last quarter and a half. That is true. And then the Rams game was completely up and down.
I ain't gonna lie.
We do all this conversation shit.
Time out. 1 second. Allow me to finish my statement. The only thing I'll say, Swiper, for this is similar to Bo Nix, and even if Bo Nix had struggled, it would be the same for me. When you're the first time quarterback in the playoffs, I'm not necessarily going to be trying nailing you to the wall. wall. So it's just, hey, it is what it is. Maybe you had some up and down play. We'll see how things continue as far as that's concerned.
We doing this context talk. If Jordan Love gets number one receiver, boy, I'm going to ties will turn.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Reiner.
But I like Jordan Love.
You know what you're meat
I think
riding?
Jordan Love is the top.
You're meat riding me because I'm being objective about what I saw from Caleb Williams. That's the difference. He had 3 TDs and 5 picks, and people were just like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. It happened. I think that's crazy. But cool. It's first time in the playoffs. I'm good with it. But if he better versus the Rams, they beat the Rams. I just want to say that. Matter of fact, if Jordan Love is available, they're not even out of the first round.
Now, thank you. If Jordan Love is available,
if Jordan Love is available, they don't even get out of that game. They played against Malik Willis.
If DJ Moore,
Jordan Love had opportunities to put that game away. He didn't. To be fair,
you said Jordan Love.
Jordan Love had opportunities.
Well, he got a concussion in the second quarter.
Yeah, he didn't finish the quick game.
No, it was later than that.
It was earlier than that.
He was deeper into the game when he went out. Unless
it was even second or third quarter. It was one of the two. Because Malik Willis damn near played the whole second half.
All right, y'all. We've been up here for 2.5. We got 507 people still watching live. Make sure y'all tap in. We will be back here next Sunday. This is going to be the very best season of Press Box Gridiron you've ever seen because we got true Glazers up here, true fans up here, meat riders up here. We got a bunch of people up here that are going to do a lot of great things.
And a lovely lady.
A lot of content. Yeah, I'm not even bringing Kenny. Kenny's great.
And a lovely lady.
That young age meat rider over there. We got a Chiefs meat rider over here. We got a Bama meat rider over here. We got a Josh Allen meat rider over here.
And a donkey meat rider right there.
Look, what LeBron say to Sengun? Swipe, but not you. Not you.
Not you.
Anybody.
Maybe him.
We out the
Maybe him. Everybody. Not you. Not you.
we out the mud.